chemicals collide. Hold tight, hold tight, hold tight. Dripping lights paint the skies, all because of you. Dripping lights paint the skies, only you can make me move. Can make me move. Can make me
Hold me close till I get up. Time is barely on our side. I don't wanna waste what's left. The storms we chase are leading us, and love is all we'll ever trust. Yeah, no, I don't wanna waste what's left. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, and on we'll go.
What does perfect even mean? Is there even such a thing? Ooh, can we switch up all the rules and imagine a utopia? Darling, I'm just so fed up with these expectations. They keep weighing me down. My heart is begging me to get the hell out of my head. I'm gonna live inside the upside down for a minute and pretend, honey, I'm a perfect 10. Whoa, whoa, honey, I'm a perfect 10. Whoa, whoa. And if I say it enough, it gets ingrained in my head, and I start to see, honey, I'm a perfect 10. Honey, I'm a perfect 10. Whoa, honey, I'm a perfect 10. Honey, I'm a, yeah.
I'm on my own, broken and alone. I feel the rain crashing down all around this empty town. I'm searching for the lost and found, but you don't care, you're unaware. Keep moving like the scars aren't even there. It's in the air like a blazing flare. Don't stare 'cause the flames will burn us. I thought you were the one for me.
Alrighty, hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to LPL Challenger League for Rainbow Six Siege. My name is the Russian Cthulhu, aka Cthulhu NZ, and I'm today joined by Chuckmaster. How you doing, my man?
Doing great this Arvo, ready to get into some LPL Challenger League. Interesting to, chuck my foot into here and see how these teams play.
Certainly is, and so far it's been unveiling quite a interesting so far storyline all in all for the playoffs side. We do have today Admire My Rank, or AMR, versus Paradox Gaming, and those two teams have been having a pretty interesting run overall, considering that AMR is currently sitting on the first seed for the LPL Challenger League, and Paradox are on the fourth. So currently within the playoff bracket, they are on the bottom of the leaderboard. Any thoughts on that, Chuck?
Yeah, so we're just seeing that AMR 15 wins and 3 losses, so had a tremendous season, winning majority of their games, and Paradox just slightly not playing the best as they possibly can, going 9 apiece, which is still not that bad considering they're not going negative in their wins and losses.
Yeah, not at all. And meanwhile, on the side of Paradox, they have been sitting on what I believe is peak. That was at 9 wins and 9 losses. So a bit of a 50-50, you could say, performance from them. But I do have to say that on the games that they have won, it's been always a pleasure watching them play things out, especially on some of the maps like Coastline. We did see them play it out on against PC 419, in which both of the times when they played against each other, it was a 7-8 scoreline and pretty much off a clutch. So stuff like that from Paradox is certainly quite exciting to witness. But interestingly enough, for AMR, is throughout the whole run, is the only team that they've ever lost a map to was Sleeper Gaming, and even then the matchup did get finished up in a 1-1 fashion. And I'm curious to see how will the maps pan out as well, because I do believe we have the maps as well. So the first map that we will be seeing is Consulate, and then Clubhouse. And since this is a best of 3, ladies and gentlemen, the third map, the decider, in case we will be going into a third map, will be Villa. So I'll mention some of the stats later on through the match, but this is about to pan out into a very, very interesting games.
Yeah, from what I've seen of Paradox, I did cast them last season when they played in Amateur. They do have a lot of those standout plays that you were talking before, coming in clutch, and you can really knock them out with a lot of their plays. So I still reckon this is going to go pretty close, and they're going to put up a good fight against AMR here. I wouldn't count them out of the fight completely, considering how dominant AMR have been so far. I reckon we're going to see some close games coming up.
Certainly is. We're just about to get into the game. All of the players are already in the lobby. And what I was just also about to mention is Bank is nowhere to be map choice here, because Bank is so far considered one of the better maps for AMR. So this won't be the case, and Consulate is the one to come out, which has been considered a more of a bit of a 50-50% performance kind of map for Paradox, but they were able to bring it over. Whereas on the side of AMR, I believe we saw it maybe once or twice or so be played out, so it's not one of their major maps.
Yeah, Consulate just being such a different style of play map. It's one of those maps you have to do things a little bit different. You can't win those aim battles as much. You have to play a little bit more strategic. You can't just really send it in and rely on your aim. So having this Nomad being taken out right there means those runouts, we could see a lot of runouts, especially on that R6PL. or for admin repel as well.
Certainly is, and so far it's panning out to be quite all in all, just because both of those teams have their bit of that mix-up of the playstyle between the that little bit of aggression and having some of the calculated moves and some of the a bit more wild moves. But to close out on the ban phase, it will be as much of the info gathering as probably people would have expected, but there's still a couple openings, mainly being Maestro.
Yeah, those bans taken out a fair bit of the intel gathering, but Maestro, yeah, you were saying, he's such a powerful operator. Having that older, you pretty much just need to pull down the trigger and it will just lay up kills for you. So having one of the best defender-sided guns and still being on the board, as we say, talking about him, Yoshi's just going to pick him straight up and for a garage hold first up.
Yeah, garage defense for Maestro is one of those sides that he really thrives in. There's a large variety of ways you can position the camera in such way that you could even deny the plant as well if timed well. So I'm certainly quite curious. Interestingly enough, Unit will be the one to swap out from Elysian to a Pulse in favor of a little bit of that flexible info gathering rather than having that passive info gathering.
Yeah, probably just going for that Legion to try and bait out that top floor play with Legion. Now, hiding that Pulse means he can sort of run around that bottom floor and hide his knowing really and see if he can catch any early C4s straight off the bat.
Yeah, and
attackers have located a bomb.
Just in hand, because the only real counter from utility to utility from Paradox to come out would be only Thatcher, really. And so, if they will be able to waste just enough time...
Jumping in here, going to see a little bit of setup happening on site. Not much going towards the mid and top floor. It doesn't really look like we have seen any setup whatsoever, so depends if we're going to see any roamers. We do have the Pulse on the top floor at the moment, so could be opening up some windows to just fade out a little bit. Bloody Daddy's scared from these angles into admin. Going to be droning out this top floor and clearing this whole map out before they decide to go on a push. Unit playing around Visa stairs.
Yeah. So with Unit just about on the service stairs, pardon for the a little bit of that technical issue. But yeah, with Pulse now just about the Visa stairs, he could be able to catch Odaving off guard if that C4 from below would come through, as I don't think they are still quite knowledgeable about the Pulse's position, and certainly the information will be coming through, and so far Paradox pretty much debate with Legion, like you mentioned, seems to be to go for that pretty much somewhat thorough top-down clear.
Yeah, really concerned about where these roamers are going to be playing, and Unit is going to land a kill straight off the Bloody Daddy. That's going to be a gridlock taken down. Operator that's starting to come out and be played pretty much religiously by a lot of teams in these sort of higher ranks. Can lock down a lot of these rotates, and now not going to be able to have those track stingers down is going to mean you can really rotate up these stairs and try and go for a late round flank if is that what you guys want to go for.
Certainly, and yeah, taking out Gridlock right now within somewhat early of a round is a great start right now, because that would allow the roamers to go for a pretty much free roam. But just as we speak, Steffi was able to pick up a nice off-screen kill onto Mute, resulting in pretty much loss of AMR's the remaining C4. So now it's up to a little bit more of the tricky utility play, if they are intending to utilize it, and they still have the Thatcher grenade that will be able to very nicely disable the Maestro camera to allow more flexible play for the offense. And meanwhile, Worthy does also manage to take out Deptra. Just like that, it is somewhat of a fall through of Paradox so far with that play, but stick pushing very aggressively, unfortunately unable to land a single shot.
Yeah, Yoshi manages to go down. It's all down to Voda. King in this 1v3 clutch now. Does have the R4C in hand, pushing it onto site. Worthy on the flank though, but Wayne Man does manage to take him down. AMR taking a very nice round straight off the bat.
Certainly. It was a very good hold, very kind of steadfast, had all their moves pretty much pre-calculated, and even up to that pulse play worked out perfectly just in hand for the defense to essentially sit comfy up until the last moments of the attack when they were actually forced to go for that push. So I'll definitely have to agree with you, it's a well planned out round from AMR, but they still have plenty of the road to go until they will be able to claim the victory for today. Interestingly enough though, Vladdy Daddy to swap out from Gridlock to a Jackal, once again potentially falling for the bait that AMR bringing out, initially showcasing the alibi for a little bit more of that aggressive roam, but instead just swapping out for the anchor.
Yeah, it does look like we've seen a little bit of reading in AMR, reading what, where the opponents are going to be pushing from. Looks like they've done their sort of research to see how this is going to go down and are counter-stratting towards it. I reckon getting rid of that Gridlock might be a little bit devastating though. Gridlock, just having those track stingers, be able to stop these flanks, and especially on this map where there is 3 stairwells where you can flank up from, having that Gridlock in place sort of just helps lock down those areas. And Jackal really going to be catching out too many roamers on this map?
I mean, nonetheless, even if there are no roamers, Jackal is still going to be a very valuable asset, considering, one, that he could still open up a few rotation holes in through the soft walls, 2, he could still be a gigantic nuisance to deal with for the anchor holders, especially close to the end of the round when all the pressure is on. So, it's not a lost cause, but it's definitely his role within the context of this map, of this round, will be definitely deprecated a little bit.
Yeah, so we're going to see some droning coming out towards this admin area and holding a little tight angle there onto these stairs, seeing if they can catch anyone here. Holding angles to make sure there is no runouts from the balcony. We already have the Ash player pushing into admin office, taking photocopier and making pretty quick round nice and early on.
Off ground that is gained, and that should ensure a very nice early foothold as well for Paradox to go for that push, because they will need a plentiful amount of time to try to dislodge any kind of utility or any defensive positions that currently AMR has. With the push already to start things out, Wingman is going to be the first person to have some pressure put on, but it is Worthy who will be going down to the pressure from Diptra. So a solid start from Paradox once again.
Setting up on balcony, Vladdy Daddy here pushing up, and we're going to see this low flank coming out from Thumbnail on the Mozzie here, running down along the basement unit, trying to see if he can catch anyone through this opening that Havana has made. C4 coming out, but not going to quite land, just mitching that Thatcher player. But Yoshi on the oldie here does get taken out with a quick shot, but going to be traded back straight away. What player? Still on long desk.
Yeah, but so far currently falling apart. It is only pretty much a matter of time when Paradox will take at the very least one of those plant spots, but Wayman is not ready to get out of this yet. Will be finally taken down by Steffi, and it is all up to Unit, who just misses the shots by a slither. And I don't think he does spot the rotating attacker as well, but does land a nice pistol shot. But just before that, Steffi will be able to take him down. Nicely done by Paradox to respond back onto AMR after a very convincing defense that AMR pulled off on the garage and cafeteria.
Yeah, that was just a sort of clean push, take admin. There was no contestation there. They just sort of swung in, pushed up, took photocopier, and just did the normal strat where you open up the wall with a Havana and won off their angles and just better gun skills. Yeah,
and I am quite surprised that AMR didn't pay that much attention to the admin push, because in a similar fashion, they've done it in the first round, and surely that would have set off at the very least a couple of alarms saying, hey, maybe we should pay a little bit of attention there. But nonetheless, props to Steffi T for pulling what Ash is pretty much made for, rushing in and claiming the territory early in the round.
Yeah, running that G36-3 so you can still have that ACOG on Ash, paying to work out. Doesn't matter about the damage difference if you're still tapping those heads.
Precisely. Meanwhile, AMR will be prompting to retry the site upstairs once again. This time making slight amends, I believe, to initially teasing a dog rather than a legion. But all in all, seeming to be that actually the only proper change will be coming out from Paradox, bringing out once again a Gridlock instead of Jackal, which could potentially be used to quite a good extent, considering that her utility can be somewhat flexible and be able to deny for a short time some of the movement errors. I'm curious to see how will this be played out. This time it is Thumbnail who will be just setting up a couple utility around admin rather than fully abandoning it. So eventually could be that showcase that MR really needed, that they can adapt.
Yeah, so I reckon what they're bringing with that Gridlock and why they changed it out to a Jackal, the player was only really concerned about that balcony hold, so I reckon they were just only really playing it for the smokes to try and push that balcony and just go for a smoke plant around that area. So Gridlock also having it and having those track stingers is going to make it harder for the defenders to rotate back into A if they get that plant down again.
Or even the retake. You could go throw in the smoke grenades and under the shroud of the smoke grenades to try to go to spread out the track stingers. So
yeah,
it's you have certainly a large variety of ways to go about it. But it seems that the admin office did still get abandoned. But this time, Paradox are taking their sweet time with pushing anywhere further.
Yeah, seems they're a little bit concerned, but do get this control into Photocopier, and Stick most likely going to be chucking those pellets straight onto that wall once they get a chance. Defi is going to be peeking out, going to take out that deployable shield, taking a little bit of damage for his works though, but going to get rid of that a little bit, make it a bit harder for these defenders to peek down long desk.
Indeed, so now where these job has became a little bit harder, but Thumbnail says, "Don't worry, mate, I got you." It throws in a C4, does manage to take out one of the attackers, that is the Hibana, but not long before her job was pretty much done. And Deptron rotation could potentially catch a couple of defenders off guard, but that only after some sound is being made. Unit to take out Deptra would be ensuring that Paradox's job will be much harder, and the run-up from Thumbnail will be guaranteeing that Vladdy Daddy won't be spreading any more of these track stingers. Defi to fall down, and it is all up to Odoving once again to ace against Admire My Rank. Very unfortunate fashion right now, but does manage to find the head of Wingman, so maybe nothing is yet lost. 45 seconds to go and still 4 more heads to click.
Yeah, anything could happen. It's most likely unlikely, and there's just going to be a tiny little bullet hole from Yoshi taking the Thatcher out, and I reckon that round really went down to Thumbnail's sort of play there below, getting rid of that Hibana and then Unit getting another frag really just gave him that round once that went down. Did the same C4 in the previous round, did not quite land, but second time's a charm, I guess.
At least seems like it. Chuck, as for round number 4, we are transitioning into the cafeteria and garage, and we just got the info that Yoshi is actually the coach of AMR, aka Admire My Rank, so he is filling in for Leb. Is so far a pretty good showcase that even the coaches can pull off some mad plays. We did see that happening before in Pro League as well, where coaches will be stepping in for their core roster and still managing to perform quite well.
Yeah, jumping into the boots and playing extremely well. You know, having the coach on your team, he's got all the strats and knows where the players should be, so it could be a little bit of a help, but probably is not the most reliant on his aim. Usually the coaches can't aim as good as the players, though.
They still got their brain plays, and even within the context of the previous round, we did see pretty much exactly that. And Yoshi just had a calculated angle set up. He was waiting for the Thatcher to push in, and voila, he got the kill. But round number 4 so far for the cafeteria hold. This time AMR are not baiting with Legion. This time they fully bring it in. They're bringing in a bandit as well to potentially go for the bandit trick. How do you think we might be seeing the round unveil, at the very least in the early stages?
I reckon they went with... The pulse was probably just a one-shot to see if it would land. They're going to be expecting it this time, so they're not going to be really standing around. The bandit tricking, this is one of the harder maps to bandit trick in, considering that yellow stairs, they can just push in and go for a peek out to see if they can get a kill onto that bandit. But they're going for this same admin push as previously. Not really going to be contested because there's not much roaming coming out from the defender's side. So they're going to be able to clear these top floor and middle floor pretty quickly.
Correct. Well, they have all the utility needed really for the breach and for clearing out, but having a two-man presence on the ground floor could potentially hurt a little bit of the Paradox's performance. But seeing with all the utility that is spread out on the ground floor as well, this could potentially make Paradox's job a little bit harder. But with all the breaching charges and all the breach utility that they have, oh, Deptra just misses the Jaeger's feet and won't be able to land any shots, but instead will be copping some damage in return.
Ooh, this unit going to be taken out. I reckon It's Worthy is going to fall off, but managed to get his own refrag onto the Thatcher, taking him out. That means Bandit could just chuck his wires down and pretty much go uncontested, unless they want to peek through yellow door, but still not be able to get full control of Piano yet. Still scared of where Worthy is playing. He's moved up yellow stairs, maybe going for a little bit of a flank. Not giving away his position just yet, but still probably letting the team think that he has fallen back to sight.
Boy, the breach charge did actually get shot out, so their attempt to peek from above did get thwarted a little bit, and unfortunately for Paradox, Steffi will be also utilizing both of his utilities to pretty much try to open up a couple of holes. The push from Worthy is coming out, so potentially he might net himself a nice few kills, but for Thumbnail it is a much harder job that now he cannot bandit trick and will be forced off his position from behind the white van.
Worthy made his way all the way up to console office. Going to be using these 2-level openings to look all the way down. Worthy manages to get a kill onto Vladdy Daddy, giving them the man advantage. Going to be a peek out from Thumbnail, tagging up a player, but not quite confirming the kill. Deptra will finally confirm that kill onto Steffi. Depra's going to go for the refrag, gets it immediately, still 3-2. Deptra pushing onto site, going to spraying into office, and he gets the random shot onto Yoshi. 2v2 now, Stick pushing through the door. Cannot get through that breach hole. Worthy goes down. It's starting to look in the way of Paradox.
Oh, with the diffuser now being planted down on all the utilities being relayed, Wayman needs to go for the peak. The diffuser is quite successful, but he is quite low on health, and Paradox do manage to bring it. With the insane set of peaks, does manage to push his team into the victory of round number 4. Yeah, all of the lineups were there, pretty much given to Paradox, and Deptra just went and said, yep, I'll take all of them, thank you very much.
Yeah, he just pushed onto site, just crouch walked straight down the yellow stairs, got the refrag, and random wall bang onto Yoshi was a beautiful shot, and doesn't look like AMR are going to go back to that site. They're going to change it up and go to lobby instead of playing garage once more.
Yeah, so this time they won't be sticking to their usual, to their so far fashion when they've retried the top floor, but lobby press room could potentially work out, considering that Paradox might be expecting a retry for the garage, so the lineup of the operators won't be quite fully suitable utility-wise for the push into the lobby. But still, maybe some of the... For now, for my wiring, they have all the defense ticks done. They have the info gathering, they have all the firepower, and they have 2 ACOGs so far as well.
Yeah, plenty to use here. We haven't really seen too much of a lineup change for Paradox. They've just been changing Vlad off the Jackal and Gridlock the whole time, so their operator lineup pretty much staying the same, besides also Thermite being changed for Habana occasionally when they were going for that top floor push.
Yeah. Meanwhile, a good point out as well that our observer made is that the choice to bring in, to swap out for Vlad again from Gridlock to Jackal is a good way to counter Worthy, because he so far was able to get really nice and really nasty flank kills onto Paradox a few times already, and so for them to try to get rid of him will be a best case scenario. But as it stands, Thumbnail to kick things off onto Steffi to out the main aggressor of the attacking side is certainly gonna pulse up the offense for a little bit.
Ooh, refrag though, that's going to be unit taken down. That's one of the ACOGs. Doc going down. And Smoke still going to be playing in projector room. Going to be able to play with that shotgun close angles. Has to care from console office though. Yoshi, tight little angle to see if anyone will repel in, but they already have taken that angle. Worthy manages to get a kill onto Deptra. Zofia going down. Now, we do have Uber here, just playing, looking towards, but does get taken out by the smoke that opens an angle on him.
And meanwhile, a nice trade so far coming out from both teams. Wingman to go down to the hands of Vladdy Daddy, but it is still man advantage in favor of Admire My Rank with all the roam that Worthy has been pulling off, and Jackal unfortunately was still unable to pretty much cause any disruption up until now. Half a round gone and already 3 of your players outed. Maybe this time the Inox will be able to get things going.
Yeah, starting to go for a scan, does catch out the pulse. And that's going to be the pulse immediately going down after being scanned. Luddy Daddy getting the refrag. Yoshi does look like they want to go set up a rotate through this bathroom to try and maybe get to a different stairwell. Stick just going to be holding a yellow and could fight with Worthy. Worthy's still alive, so could maybe see a rotate or something coming out, but exothermic charge going on the ground. Won't catch it out.
Ooh, that's a whole chunk of the flooring done as well, including the hatch. Nice peeking potential, or potentially just a distraction for Stick to start going for the push in. 33 seconds left to go, and right now it is a 2v2 situation. Well, it could go both ways, and currently neither of the Paradox members are even on site, so they need to start going for that take as quickly as possible. Nice peek by onto Vladdy Daddy will be ensuring that Thermite is now will be feeling nice and alone and will be taken out straight away. Worthy doing some fantastic work for his team and enabling them to net themselves nice another point in round number 5.
Yeah, beautiful angle right there. Worthy popping off with Jaeger. Now, last round of the half here, and they're going to take it back to Garage now, the only site they can. Oh no, I believe they can go top floor.
They nice tease of for the chunker by the AMR for the memes for the boys, and yeah, like you said, Cafeteria and Garage to come out certainly could be a interesting sight to witness on the end of the first half for the console, just due to the fact that so far has a 50-50 chance of success. First round it did go into the hands of AMR. Second round got pulled out of, literally out of, as a magic trick from a hat by Paradox. So, really curious how will this time, the third attempt, come out. But yes, I want to point out the fact that Paradox had a right idea, bringing in Jackal on board, tried to counter Worthy, but even with Jackal pinging, even with Jackal pinging the Jaeger, Worthy was still able to do so much and so many frags and so much disruption that it was just able to drain all the time from Paradox.
Yeah, it's whether can that Inox can sort of like disturb the defenders, but oh my god, beautiful spawn peek denial. Worthy is already taken out, and that's going to be Jaeger, a massive player. The one that we were talking about that is going to be roaming around and going for these late flanks is taken out, so they're not going to have to really worry about that too much.
Yeah, just as we talk about his fantastic work, the man won't be planning to do anything the next 2.5 minutes, ladies and gentlemen. Caster's Curse? Maybe, could be, you never know. We will never find out, we will never know for sure, but it's certainly up on the board. Meanwhile though, Paradox feeling all nice and confident now that the main aggressor of AMR is Gonskis will be now be able to take a plentiful amount of ground and should point made on should be able to essentially kick things off for themselves quite quickly, things considered.
Yeah, it doesn't look like we're seeing too much pressure towards that admin where we see them aggress really majority of the time. Thumbnail doesn't look like he's going for the bandit trick whatsoever. Hibana has taken a lot of their health. They're bringing that Hibana mainly because they thought they were going to be on that top site. So having that in play instead of the thermite means it's going to be a little bit harder to get this wall open up if they do go for it. Thumbnail, C4 in hand, looking like he wants to throw it. Two could line up into this as they're sitting very close to each other.
Is with all the information that is being relayed by the Pulse, they just can't hit any shots, but so much floor is now being opened up. It is not funny at all at this point. AMR losing so much ground, but Thumbnail still manages to respond back onto Paradox, ordering to go down, and that is Thatcher off the board. But at this point, with so many angles, you don't really even need a Thatcher to disrupt the utility.
Going to see Vladdy Daddy with the Inox here. Going to be scanning up, I believe, the Maestro there. So footprints will be given away. And Steffi's still up here, holding these angles. Vladdy gets a shot off onto Thumbnail. Bandit going down. Diffuser started to go off, but it gets pulled off. Yoshi with the Evil Eye does get a kill onto Stick. Tagging him up. That's going to be Hibana going down. Kills going in the way of Paradox, though. Vladdy Daddy gets his another one for the round. That's going to be Unit taken out. Smoke going off. Diffuser has to be pulled off once again. Wayne Man gets the kill with it, though. Vladdy Daddy going down. 2v2. Yoshi on low HP, and will we take it out? Now down to Depth and Steffi to take out Wayne Man.
The plan starting to go down. Wayman will be able to deny, and with the 10 seconds left to go, the push needs to happen. Nice peek from Deptra at the end to clean things up. Paradox to claim the final round of the first half. 3-3 is the scoreline, ladies and gentlemen. This has the full potential to go all the way in all three maps. My goodness, this is close.
Yeah, playing extremely well. Did see a little bit of baiting out. I think they'll go and caught out with a Hibana instead. But looks like Paradox are going to go for a lobby for their first hold.
Curious to see how will this pan out. Lobby and press room. Usually the site that is comparative to sites like, say, even console office or even the garage and cafeteria will be.
So now lobby being held. Gonna have a little bit of a shotgun play, but Stick gonna be jumping on Castle instead of Mozzie. Not gonna be able to run. Gonna be able to use those. Considering, and I believe Vladdy would most likely be running the shotgun with the SMG-11.
Yeah, that is correct. The SMG-11 to come out, both of the SAS operators as well to come out, so I'm curious to see how will the drone disruption work out for Paradox. And bringing in the castle as well, so plentiful of that utility to try to deny the upstairs take, but if AMR will read in into the heavy upstairs hold, could potentially mean that they could just waltz in onto the site, take early control of it, and pretty much call it a day.
Attackers are heading out to defuse the bomb.
Yes, so going to be able to deny a lot, still having two of those jammers in the pocket. Stick going to be chucking some castle barricades up the top floor. Having those two of those shotgun players upstairs can be very dangerous. A lot of these tight angles, and if you peek around a corner and you meet a player with that shotgun, you're pretty much just going to be one tapped and taken out of the game real quick.
Certainly is. Maybe the quick take from AMR, similar fashion that Paradox pulled off within the first few rounds. Seeming to be just in full effect, but right now, ooh, the C4 to come out from Vladdy Daddy will be able to claim Windman, and that is a good start. Thatcher off board, that is gonna do huge right now for Paradox as well, to be able to deny any remote attempt to try to get rid of the electronic utility.
Yeah, it's going to be hard to get rid of these jammers. Some frag grenades going through to see if they can get rid of these walls, but castle barricades still in play, and we do have unit with the lifeline that can take open these and concuss the players still on the board. time starting to diminish, half the round left, and still not really claimed the top floor. 3 players still up here.
Indeed, and they will be able to deal plentiful amount of disruption. Odaving is somewhat baiting in with the pings, but not for long, as Thumbnail will be going down. That's the Jackal off the board. And Paradox is showing some fantastic skill playing on Consulate. The map that, like I mentioned before, is not as frequently played by AMR, but certainly one of the maps in the preferred map pool for the Paradox. So, certainly, but could be seeing some pattern here if we will be seeing Paradox start boosting away with some of the points.
Yeah, looking like they're trying to edge in, but Thermite gets taken out. Yoshi going down. 5v2 unit pushing through his corridor. Going to stand in the smoke and going to give away his position, and that's going to be worthy. Finally getting a kill for AMR, but position is known and going to get his second one. Now in a 1v3. Buck can open up this floor and see if he can catch any angles out. Still a little bit hesitant, holding long desk angles. Now going into Visa. We still have Castle up on long desk. That's going to be coming down Spiral.
Stick with that pistol. Could potentially land a couple shots, but for now he will be just going in for the pre-fire just to make sure that there's some disruption made. Buck already pushed in. The M1014 could be coming in effect and will be sprayed down. Oh my Jesus. Stick just nearly gets a little bit too trigger happy with that shotgun. Let's just say that.
And with Stick running that shotty, that means 3 of the players at Paradox were running shotguns in that round.
Yeah.
Only 2 of them with the submachine guns.
Yeah, well, seems that the shotgun prevails at the end of the round, with Paradox taking the advantage, the points.
Ooh, interesting play here. Going to be going for the top floor, but playing a mirror? No, that's just baiting out their bottom floor right now, and now going to be jumping onto a Pulse instead. Yeah,
Pulse on the console office could be very beneficial, especially if you are able to hold very nicely the piano room right under the console office. You could deal extreme amount of damage to any attacker that tries to go and push through those windows. So curious to see how will this pan out for Paradox. Whereas on the side of Admire My Rank, seeming that just about the same lineup really. Mainly the people that I would be quite keen to see at the beginning of the round will probably be the Ash and the Buck of AMR, just to see whether they will be going in for a little bit of that extra aggressive play. But apart from that, really, Paradox seeming to be just in their comfort zone.
5 seconds to go.
Yeah, at the start I did say it was going to be a close game, and it's starting to pan out in that direction. I thought Vladdy Daddy would try and hide his position and go down to the basement real quick, and Steffi here with a spawn peek all the way to Riot Barricade. Not going to quite land anything though.
Or at least not yet.
Yeah, so looks like they're going to just push in through basement straight away. Buck already opening up the garage wall, and they're going to be droning through and going to push in. Jackal basically being a little bit, be able to drone himself in, having those Inox scanners to see if there's any footprints around. Stick going to be on the mid floor, running around with that commando. Powerful submachine gun he has, but still just droning in, clearing out, doing a slow methodical push of the basement.
It seems like it, and Thumbnail already pushing in, going in for the peak, very aggressive one, but will be punished straight away by Stick. That I believe he was just sitting on that piano as well, having a very high angle. Whereas it is Deptra who is up and above in hopes of trying to catch off anyone that tries to push into the Visa. And with Stick going down to the hands of Buck, it is a nice trade, 4v4 within a matter of just about a minute.
Yeah, I reckon that's a good pick, though. That Jackal being taken out means in those final seconds, you're not going to be constantly pinged up and position known. So taking him out, really worth losing the Mozzie, maybe, but still a good pick in anyway.
Yeah, I definitely have to agree. Mozzie, even with his utility already spread around, should still be able to be a pain in the side of AMR's offense. But as it stands, interestingly enough, it's still a pulse at the bottom part of the console who will be gathering plentiful amount of info, and the grenade though will be able to take him out just like that. It seems that no more of that info gathering will be in effect, and AMR just reading into so many plays that it's absolutely amazing.
Let's see, Smoke managed to pick up the Buck player that did cause all that damage with the frag grenades, with a little cheeky play pushing down Yellow. Wayne Man's still not pushing his way in. Looks like he was just going to jump in straight there, but some angles are going to be held from the Maestro player there all the way in. Yoshi trying to see if anyone will peek from connector. Steffi may be looking like he wants to go peek and see those double windows.
He wants and he does, just like that, pick up a kill onto Yoshi. Will be allowing Paradox to keep holding the angles, and Unit getting tagged up quite substantially by that gas grenade will be forcing Wayman to potentially go in for the solo push. 10 seconds left to go, and the rush and all of the shift Wing needs to happen. Yet another death on those windows. 2 people hung up by the window frame, and just like that, Deptra. I'm sorry. Deptra will be able to get rid of Unit Doggy. that is a grim picture. I should not be...
that is not a good way to go.
that is by far not the best way to go. Siege, why you do this? Okay, with all the funny moments of Siege aside, Paradox run away with already 2-point lead above Admire My Rank. Considering though it is their map pick, but my goodness, that was a little bit, yeah, a bit of a grim picture that at the game painted for us at the end of the round.
Yeah, just a little. So now Paradox going down to the basement. Didn't want to go test out that Teller's hold, arguably probably the worst side on the map, so it's understanding why they didn't go there.
Yeah, the garage is definitely one of those sides that so far has seen probably the most amount of action, really, from both teams. I'm curious to see how will Paradox approach it. So far, it does seem that it will be, once again, a very flexible play, both on the ground and on the bottom floor, and considering having some heavy presence, but at least at the start of the round, within the lobby and maybe the piano room.
Yeah, and just saw a glimpse. I believe Vladdy is putting some reinforcements on the top floor, going to be running around with Ella. Wondering on what gun he chooses to be running here, considering both the guns are pretty viable, the Scorpion or the powerful shotty that you see come out a little bit more often nowadays.
Yeah, with all of the nerfs that Ella's Scorpion received, the shotgun did see quite a substantial increase in usage, and I've been chanting about it for a long while. It's a fantastic shotgun and probably one of the best, if not the best, shotgun so far in Siege, by any measure. So, with an ability to put an extended barrel on it as well, it's a force to be reckoned with, especially in the close range. So,
I'm a M870 fanboy when it comes to the shotgun, so that's just a powerful shotty. So, but Ella's shotgun also extremely powerful, looking like he just being there to open that hatch to drop the Jaeger if push comes to shove, and we could see this tiny little angle coming out from Worthy, seeing if he can catch anyone in the bathroom, and
that's
might be able to catch.
That's a very cheeky angle. Oh, it just misses away, and now the Jaeger will be quite heavily spooked. So it's still plentiful amount of area. Oh, there's the shot. There it is. Vladdy Daddy to go down to the hands of very cheeky spot of Worthy. Wow. I didn't even know that you could have that angle, honestly.
Yeah, that's a first for me. Deptra's still playing around it. Unknown of the angle, but the Buck has moved off it. So, knowing that they're there, could see him drop very easily here. If the hatch is open, I don't know if they got that hatch open or if he's just sort of stuck in there.
He's stuck, maybe, but the angles from above are just a little bit too powerful. Odoving to go down to the hands of Worthy once again, and this man so far has been dealing an obnoxious amount of damage to Paradox. Single-handedly, the man was able to turn the tides into his team's favor, and right now, Deptra, if he does go for the wrong ping, does manage to, though, find the head of Worthy, will be able to reclaim the ground floor, but as it seems, even with the breach down, AMR having a little bit of that trouble getting into the site.
Thumbnail manages to take him down. It's all down to Stick right now. SMG-11 gonna tag up the kneecap of Unit, and it's not gonna quite enough damage.
No.
And he's getting caught on the stairs, and Wayne Man's gonna push through breach and take Stick out.
Oh, that is unfortunate.
Unit's knee's gonna hurt the next day.
Pretty sure both of the legs will be really hurting there, but nonetheless, it was a very unfortunate spray down and just missed half of that magazine by Mute. So that would be allowing AMR to reclaim a round, so they still a round down, but nonetheless, this could be a very good showcase for them if they still manage to come back from this and say go to 6 is it 6-5? Yeah. Scoreline. Pardon, 7-5. I'm thinking of the older seasons when it was up to 6, but
yeah,
to come out once again. We did see Paradox be, I believe, quite victorious on that side, but that was due to the fact that they were able to throw off the offense of Admire My Rank.
Yeah.
A similar case here, or whether AMR will be able to bring this back and completely stomp Paradox's defense.
Yeah, I believe they're going for the same strat, running all those shotties, having 3 of them in play. Most likely Stick going to be running his shotty on Castle as well. And I really think it went down to those C4s that won him a lot of the fights. Having that Castle barricade off to the left of your screen is where they landed one of the C4 through. They were waiting for those punches to go on the window. Then Vlad just chucked his nitro straight on the window and took that player out. Nice and pretty. That's one of the safest kills you can get in this game.
Yeah, well, maybe AMR will be a bit more cautious about those C4s once again, but seems for now they will be prompting to go for a bit of a cautious peek at the balcony, which is certainly a good start because last time the aggression didn't really pay off quite well. Thumbnail does spot the position of the castle, and the grenade won't be able to claim anything just yet.
Yeah, not quite landing. Does spot out where the drone is. Nade's going to go through. Doesn't look like it's going to get any damage, and the drone has been taken out now. Going to see the upside down rappel coming through, trying to get the kill onto Thumbnail, and changes to the SMG-11. That's going to be a beautiful shot coming out there. And now, no one really playing in photocopy, projector, sorry. So, the 2 players are going to be in console office, though.
Have located a bomb.
Now though, AMR prompting to continue taking some more of the ground. As it stands, the control of the projectile, like you said, is fully taken, but there are some of the neighboring rooms that are still not cleared out. We're man to quickly chuck in a claymore, see if he will be able to cut off a couple of rotations. But what is also interesting is that up until recently, the rounds 6, 7, and 8 were the ones that were 1-3.
Covered the diffuser.
Yes, but the Buck is very low HP. Pretty much just stubbing his toe is going to kill him at this point. And Deptra has fallen back. It does look like they're going for a piano sort of push, opening up, making sure no one running out from balcony or anywhere. They're just going to be droning out this area, and the swing in is going to come out. Thumbnail going in first, and maybe Worthy just going to be sitting on the window to hold the present. Deptra runs out and takes out Worthy. Just had to skim him with that bullet and pretty much got the kill. Stick, spraying and paying with his shotty.
Oh boy, Thumbnail running into the Jaeger at the end. There was a little bit of an awkward situation for both of those players. As pretty sure both of them probably yelled and got a little bit end of the round, but Paradox to claim round 10 after Admire My Rank seemed to have getting a little bit close to pushing it into a draw. Paradox got the match point now.
Yes, going on match point, but Paradox, this is their map, so you kind of expect them to play pretty well on defense and get, hopefully, they're hoping for this map, so that's going to put them one map up going into the next one. Gives them a little bit of a confidence boost against the force of AMR.
Really is. With the console office to come out, potentially this could be the last round, ladies and gentlemen. And if they would win this, this will be in a similar fashion that their previous consulate play did happen. I believe that was against either Sleeper Gaming or PC419. I don't remember quite correctly, but I do believe that it was a 7-4 scoreline for their previous consulate match. So if that could be the case, then I mean, Paradox staying true to their performance so far.
Yeah, we got Capcan being brought out. Not the most common operator that you see bring out, but his gun's pretty powerful. Gonna see the scoreboard here, 12 and 6 for Deptra, and Worthy also 12 and 7. Steffi not too far behind Deptra with a 10 kills, so standing up pretty high.
Did you see the contrast though in between the kills between Worthy and then the rest of his team?
Yeah,
the closest one that was there was 7 kills.
Worthy really showing up today. Team slowed a little bit behind.
Yeah, just a little bit. Those angles, Vladdy Daddy gonna give it to them. Gonna have 3, well technically 3 total angles to try to peek from, which will be barely visible for AMR, but it seems that Unit Doggy won't be wasting any more time. The breach into the piano will be in full effect, as could potentially work out, but the Odoving will potentially try to see to it that won't be happening.
Yes, playing this yellow, especially with being a smoke. Yellow is so hard to push, especially when there's a smoke there. Having that shotgun, SMG-11, and those smokes, it's pretty much impossible to get up there without losing a player.
Correct. Okay, but curious how will those Capcan traps will come and play, and as it stands, Steffi is the one to actually come and play for his team to take out Yoshi. He's a thermite off the board, so no more of the hard breaching to come out from AMR, and as it stands, on the opposite side, it is battle between the Smoke and the Zephyr, the two teams. See who's got the bigger gun, bigger utility, better utility maybe? You never know. But for now, minute 15 to go, and for now, Thumbnail is fumbling around, just unable to find any closure or any trade really for his team just yet, as Unidoggy does go down at that exit stairs firefight.
Wayne Man will manage to get Vladdy Daddy taken out. Doc player going down, Worthy stepping up once again, taking Steffi. That's going to be the Maestro taken out. Deptra on the roam cleared though. Udova gets the kill onto Thumbnail here though. So now giving them the man advantage again, but we're going to see a swing in from Worthy here. A little bit of a glitch there. Going to see him upside down, but he's going to take immediate shots from Bathroom. Not losing too much of his health, but Deptra gets killed onto Wayne Man. All down to Worthy now, who has made his way into Connector.
Issue for
a little concerned.
For Worthy right now, he doesn't have the diffuser, but what he does have is the fantastic aim. He don't clutch this up, but no, this won't be the case. Paradox to claim map number 1, ladies and gentlemen. What a fantastic turn of events for Paradox, especially on their map pick as well.
Yeah, Paradox showing up on their own map pick. It's always good to see. And Deptra showing to be the MVP of the match, running around with Jaeger.
That is correct. At the final scoreline, 3 people from Paradox on double digits, whereas unfortunately for AMR, it is only Worthy on 14-8 scoreline. What a play so far, Chuck. so far it's shaping up to be a very saucy match, even with the fact that AMR, yes, they have a sub. They don't have the full 5-man core. Leb is not playing, unfortunately, today. But Yoshi, all in all, so far, did manage to show that he is able to pull things out, really.
Yeah, it didn't really look like he was struggling to play. He got those frags, played extremely well, especially on the defense when he was playing Maestro. Maestro is one of those operators, it's sort of a little bit easier to play. You have the LMG, you play site, and you just spray anyone that comes near you. Gonna be the next map, Clubhouse. It's gonna be a little bit different. Paradox on defense first up, and it's gonna be AMR's map pick. So AMR may be taking out this next map.
Could very much be. But for now, ladies and gentlemen, we will be going on a short break. Don't go too far away, as we will continue our match between Admire My Rank and Paradox Gaming. Stay tuned.
Time is barely on our side. I don't wanna waste what's left. The storms we chase are leading us, and love is all we'll ever trust. Yeah, no, I don't wanna waste what's left. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, and on we'll go.
What does perfect even mean? Is there even such a thing? Ooh, can we switch up all the rules and imagine a utopia? Darling, I'm just so fed up with these expectations. They keep weighing me down. My heart is begging me to get the hell out of my head. I'm gonna live inside the upside down for a minute and pretend, honey, I'm a perfect 10. Whoa, whoa, honey, I'm a perfect 10. Whoa, whoa, and if I say it enough, it gets ingrained in my head, and I start to see, honey, I'm a perfect 10. Honey, I'm a perfect 10. Whoa, honey, I'm a perfect 10. Honey, I'm a, yeah.
I'm on my own, broken alone. I feel the rain crashing down all around this empty town. I'm searching for the lost and found, but you don't care, you're unaware. Keep moving like the scars aren't even there. It's in the air like a blazing flare. Don't stare 'cause the flames will burn us. I thought you were the one for me. That's why I gave you everything. Held you close by the stormy seas. Oh, you meant the world to me. I used to kiss your head when you cried for me. Hold your hand while the pain was over. Keep you warm by the roaring sea. You meant the world to me.
Right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. My name is the Russian Cthulhu. I'm joined once again by Chuck Master Play. Chuck, could you run us through what we saw on the first map so far for us?
So Paradox taken out, I believe 7-4. So it was pretty close at the start. It did look like it was going to go either way, 3 apiece on the half. But when Paradox got to defense, the only site they really lost was Garage, and then they still had the other 2 sites to play. So they just played extremely well on defense, winning at 7-4, doing a brilliant job. But now AMR going to their own map pick of Clubhouse. It's going to be a little bit more difficult for Paradox to take this one.
He is. Fan phase is just about to start out. Really, that is moment.
I reckon with the bands, it's gonna be interesting to see. I reckon a Mav, as I say that, just right on the dot. Could be a Thatcher. You know, a lot of teams like to take out that Mav and Thatcher just completely off the board, so you don't have to really worry about a lot of these things. But Capitao is also one of those annoying operators that stops bandit tricking coming out. So 2 of the main operators to stop bandit tricking are taken out.
Indeed. So, for Maverick, with Maverick gone, this is more or less of a stock standard choice for ban. Capitao, yeah, I'll definitely agree. It's starting to become, up until recently, it was very much of a rarity. And Maestro and Valkyrie to close things out on the ban phase will certainly ensure that once again there won't be a whole lot of information gathering, but this time it is an Echo that managed to slip in through the ban phase, so this should be quite interesting to see whether both of the teams will be able to utilize him to his full extent, or whether he will be completely frowned upon.
And Debsha hinting a Caveira for a little bit. Could we see him 6-pick off Echo to Cav right now? Or Echo being extremely powerful operator that rarely slips through the ban, wouldn't expect him to really 6-pick off it, but they're sort of hinting a little bit of a Cav play, but not going to happen. We're going to see a Castle being brought out for Church, which is a little bit unusual. You don't see Castle get played too much down here.
Well, I can certainly see the usage for the Castle, considering the fact that you can cut off a couple of the entries, you can cut off an entry into the church from the memorial room, so there are ways to utilize them quite efficiently to just waste time, or at the very least to create some extra moving room for your teammates. So could very much be the case here. Laddie Daddy and Co are planning to set up a bit of a, maybe some Forks
10 seconds to go.
defense. But apart from that, it seems that not a whole lot of reinforcements will be put down
Attackers
up and around
locate and
the
defuse the bomb.
site. Right,
Looks like interesting plays coming out here. We do have some reinforcements up in Cash Room to play around there, also with the Jaeger ADS. So there's going to be a fair chunk of presence in this top floor, considering they've already devoted a fair bit of utility up there, also just with the reinforcements. And I don't think they have all 3 church walls reinforced. They're finally getting the last one now.
yeah, just now. So, with all the breaches are now already starting to come out, I'm curious to see how will MR approach this. Their offense was a little bit shaky, but to keep in mind that the consulate play was the choice of Paradox. And now we are in the clubhouse. The map that was picked by AMR. Take a look. Clubhouse is considered actually so far the second best performing map for AMR, at the very least stat-wise.
Yes, we do have Stick and Vladdy Daddy up on this top floor, wasting a fair chunk of the time. If they waste a bit more, Vladdy Daddy manages to pick up a kill onto Hibana. That's going to mean hatches aren't going to get opened up now. And shots going through. Yoshi seeing if he can land any shots. And I believe Vladdy Daddy downed at the moment.
I think he just managed to bail out and on a little bit of health as well. Just managed to rotate through the northeast staircase, but that's half a round wasted. Lost Hibana and didn't manage to even trade things out. Yeah, there you go. Vladdy Daddy is fully returned back on literally just barely any health. So even if he decides to trip over and smack his head against the, I don't know, floor, he will die pretty much.
Interesting to see, though. They took out the Hibana, so you'd expect hatches not going to get opened. Hatches are soft. They're going to be easily opened up, or at least Moto hatch is soft. Kitchen has been reinforced with maybe prepping for an impact trick for the thermite to could go over there, and that's going to be a pretty impact trick to do.
Quite odd as well, considering that none of the castle barricades as well were utilized for that. So this is free entry essentially for Yoshi to go in for, but maybe this is a very eloquent bait here to come out. The breach charge to come out here, and Steffi with a C4 does manage to claim Worthy, but while the breach into the church is already live and up and around, Deptra is the one to try to defend it, but will be completely failing at that.
15 seconds remaining. Bomb located
I'm starting
by
to
attackers.
dissipate. Echo has been taken out, so they don't need to worry about these yokais. Starting to go down. Doesn't look like they're going to try and deny it. A kill going in the way. Wade Man trying to push through. Gets the kill onto the Jaeger, and the diffuser goes down.
The diffuser.
Well, with the push like that, oh my Jesus, what is happening? All the trades coming out, and at the end,
What happened?
Odoving at the end does come out on top. That was... okay. This was essentially both teams trying to funnel themselves through the same point, and it's just who can peak quicker.
It was just trade for trade, and
Yeah.
whoever had which team had the man advantage won it then, pretty much.
That's pretty much exactly that, Chuck. And it seems that it is Paradox who will be claiming that. So far, they are also the leaders within this match. So within the current best of 3, they did claim the first map for those who are just tuning in. So it is a very interesting storyline that is happening right now. If Paradox managed to claim victory over AMR, this could be huge for them.
Yeah, it's going to be massive, winning against the leaders of this competition right now. The guys on top, it's just going to be massive for them.
It will be. We're transitioning into round number 2.
Protect your bombs from being
But now a
defused by
CCTV and
attackers.
cache defense, so the side that is usually considered to be more of a primary one, it is a secondary for Paradox.
Yeah, you start to see Church come back more into the playstyle. At one point, I reckon the 2 top floor sites were the most common to see played, and Church was sort of the last one you would go to. But nowadays, Church has just come back straight into it. Everyone wants to go there usually first nowadays.
10 seconds left before insertion.
Church and the CCTV sites are usually being kind of hot swapped up and around as of
Attackers are
recently.
moving out to locate a
A
bomb
whole lot of
defused.
teams are very much flexible on the site choice and as well as the map choice, really. And for those who are also unaware about how the playoffs essentially matter within these semifinals, is that whoever loses this best of 3 gets pretty much knocked out. They're not making. That is yikes. Having a coach for your semis is not what MR would want right
Bomb
now.
located by attackers.
Yeah, that's going to be a massive upset here. So, Clash being brought out, very annoying operator to face. Having that Capital banned as well means you can't really just burn her out. You do have the lifeline on Zofia that can concuss and sort of take him out, but I'm not too sure if Bandit's tricking this wall. It does look like he will be. I don't think he might just have it there, just grabs it, and K chucks a wire on it also.
Yeah, and having a double trouble with the Cade and Bandit should ensure quick and swift breach. As well as that, the Flash will be able to ensure that nobody will be able to concuss the Bandit as well, as she will be the one to deflect things. Then it seems that Worthy is just having none of that. Will be attempting to go for that push. Already used up both of his concussive nades. Will be just flat out deciding to go for a head-on push.
Still managing to get the wall open. Thumbnail starting it off with getting a kill onto Vladdy Daddy. That's Jaeger taken out. Now we're going to see Clash just holding this breach. Oh, Clash still going to be very annoying to deal with. Can just peek out through this breach hole and see what they're doing. See if there's going to be any contention on that balcony. And Cade's now just going to be reinforcing off from construction to give it a little bit, make it a little bit more noisy if you're going to push for it.
And with Deptra already claiming the life of unit, that should be a good start to go. But oh, a nice peek. Not long before Worthy will be able to take out Stick, he will be able to take out the Hibana. So like that, it is a 3v3, but Clash is still alive and should be able to deny a plentiful amount of ground as well for AMR.
Yeah, having this Clash right now, 25 seconds left on the clock as well. Clash is just going to be able to walk in and get a lot of information. Tag players up, but that's not what you want to see. Cade going down there, but there's a team kill coming out. It's all down to Wayne Man. Team kill was not needed, and pushing against this Clash, it's most likely impossible to get a plant off.
Indeed, Odoving is now attempting to just keep on disrupting and slowing down the Thatcher, and the plant will be pretty much denied at this point. Paradox winning the round number 2. Fantastic choice to bring in a Clash, as I was, to be honest, was a little bit quite skeptical about that choice, considering that in most of the firefights she is pretty much the only way for her to play is the massive damage. But it seemed that it didn't really phase Paradox that much, really.
Yeah, it's pretty much bringing one less gun to the fight, so still causing up, wasting time, and that's where Clash really thrives, in those final sort of seconds where she's just going to be a nuisance the whole time and not really let you plant.
Yeah, exactly. And with that in mind, this was pretty much still a very well executed defense, forcing now Paradox to go into their tertiary side, being gym and bedroom, which for the most of it now becoming more and more practiced side, something that a whole lot of teams are, even to a certain degree, bringing in as a secondary or even primary side. So it's definitely slowly seeping into the main meta, and I'm curious whether Paradox will be still bringing out some of the plays. What I do like in Paradox, comparative to what AMR so far have been showing, is Paradox have that little bit of that unpredictability to some of their plays, and they have practiced, but you can see that they have practiced their flexible roaming play. Whereas on the side of AMR, it's usually you see either some insane fragging power to come out, or they just being very, very coordinated about their push or about their play.
So, just going to see a mute jam as the only thing really stopping on that wall. Do have Cade there sitting there to see when that Thatcher gets the wall, EMPs the wall, they can immediately get a Electro Claw on it. But, like usual, we're going to see a push towards Cash Room. Yoshi to vote one of his exothermics towards this eastern balcony towards CCTV.
With Yoshi being able to pretty much breach it uncontested, it is up to Diptra to be the first man on the front line, see if he can defend his position. There is, however, a Jaeger right on the staircase right by the Legion players, so potentially they may still be able to... Oh, mommy! Nice shot onto Unit to shut him down. And just like that, they don't even need any breach denial. They just bait the enemies in, really, for all the angles.
Yeah, we're going to see an exothermic go on the floor there, opening it up. Depth shot, getting tagged in the foot. Can he lose his foot? Will finally lose his life, and that is control of Cash room pretty much lost, but they did not check red stairs. Laddie Daddy still on there. Managed to take out Thumbnail. That's one hard breacher taken out. Wayman finally does take out Laddie Daddy. Going frag for frag at this point. Cade, Mute, and Echo still left to deal with on the defensive side.
There's still plenty full of ground for AMR to cover, and still plenty full amount of angles for Paradox to hold as well. They have all the utility they need, and all the firepower as well. It's essentially a matter of how they can play it out. Stick is being a little bit straightforward and upfront with his position, but will be able to forfeit back to the doorway of the bedroom, of the gym, pardon, entrance. And will be able to reside in a bit of a safe position.
Attackers have located a bomb.
Yeah, doesn't really want to over-aggress yourself, especially as an Echo. Having those Yokais, to really can clutch out a round no matter what. Stopping those plants like that is perfect. Wayne Man missing his shots there. Diffuser starting to go down. Worthy manages to get a kill and starts it off with another one. But Stick manages to return the fire, but taken out straight after.
AMR finally managing to find their rhythm here. With the round number 3, managing to finally claim gym bedroom, but that still leaves Paradox to return back to the original 2 sites, being Church or CCTV. So potentially we'll be seeing either one of them. It is Church that will be coming out. So curious if Paradox will be making any amends here, and it certainly does seem like it. Deptra to bring out an alibi rather than a lesion could be spelling a little bit of that more aggressive play, but that's not to happen, at least just yet, as he will be swapping out to Cade.
See Paradox jumble between who's playing what. We saw Vlad on Jaeger last round, and now he's on Smoke, and Jaeger's being played by someone else. Deptra now taking the role of Cade, where Cade was being played by another person on his team. So them just changing between what operators they're playing is it's pretty interesting to see.
Certainly is. And that flexibility is certainly what allows Paradox to take some of those rounds as well. So all in all, for Paradox, seems that this time they will be a bit more cautious about reinforcing the hatches, as last time we did see a couple of those hatches left soft. But this time they have plentiful amount of utility. 3, well, if I did bring the C4, they will be having 3 C4s to deny the plants, or even just any pushes, and all in all, this is seeming to be like this could work out pretty well for the Paradox's defense. But let's not get ahead of ourselves, as the action phase is just starting up, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes, so going to be starting to drone through. It doesn't look like they have put that aggressive play. Worthy already pushing into stock, catching where Jaeger is going to be playing.
This is interesting.
And now already getting that information up on the board. It's looking good for them. Knowing Jaeger's not going to be roaming on the top floor, it's massive information to get right off the bat.
It is indeed, as that will be forcing Paradox to play a little bit more conservative on some of their positions. The hatch in the kitchen will be straight away blown open within a matter of just less than a minute, and all C4 will be flying out, and that is already 1 C4 with no success, really.
Yes, 3 players sitting around Church right now. Just 4 players in Church just sitting around. So that's leaving B pretty much open to go for a drop. Worthy getting a kill onto Oda there. That's going to be the pulse taken out. Now, the last exothermic is going to be devoted towards Dirt Tunnel. Unit is going to be managing to see the feet of one of the players. Just going to shoot him in the toe at least once, doing a little bit of damage to Vlad sitting back behind AKs.
He is, and now with a minute to go, oh, it is a battle of ACOGs here, but just unable to connect any shots. Deptra is the one that is getting pressured more and more. The plan is starting to go down. Not sure as to where it is though, but the plan will be once again attempted by Thumbnail. The smoke grenades to come out, and Wademan is just cleaning house here, Not getting the shot on the Bandit, but Stiffy will be forced back. The firefight between Stick and one of the AMR players will also be in effect, but will be going down to the hands of Yoshi. It is all up to Stiffy, but Yoshi will be there as well to close things out, and it is a flawless round to come out from AMR. Just as I was actually talking about, we were mentioning the fact that Yoshi being brought on for the semi-finals, and it's a single elimination semi-finals. He just manages to still perform quite well. So all in all, I still think that he's very much viable for this roster so far.
Yeah, playing very well for just being chucked in, managing to be on the top with points, not kills though. Worthy being very well on the kills this round, this map and the last one. 6 and 2 already. 3 KD popping off.
Bogging out for his team. And second to last round to come out for Paradox's defense. They need to net themselves as many points as possible. CCTV and Cash was definitely much better played out by Paradox, but let's see if AMR will be able to adapt, because so far they were able to do it pretty much nearly flawlessly, especially on Clubhouse.
Yeah, so that was a beautiful push they did. We saw Paradox change up the way they play. They didn't have those players on the top floor like we saw previously, wasting all that time. So pretty much we just saw AMR walking into stock, no contention, catching out where they were, and didn't have to worry about those flanks, late round flanks.
Attacker's objective is to locate a bomb and
Yeah,
defuse it.
and they are switching things around, but the main question here is, are they able to switch things up just enough to allow themselves to get the win? Because so far we did see a fair few times when Paradox kept on flexing their roaming ability or their just flexibility with how many angles can they hold, whereas on the side of AMR is just continuous consistency with communication, consistency with the frags, and it's rather more about like essentially the battle between the unpredictability versus,
A bomb has been located.
I guess, organizing.
Yeah. What I'm a little bit unsure is why they choose to change up the strategies on strats they won rounds off. Why are they changing up this thing on something that worked for them and going for something else? It's a little bit strange to see that being changed up. Maybe if it didn't work the second time, you go for a change up, but see if it works 2 times in a row at least.
Could be, but Wayman already on the case will be able to shut things down for one of the roamers of Paradox, ensuring that there's going to be some disruption from below, and it's like that. The Bandit is very much still being denied on the Bandit tricking. The Bandit charge will still be going down, albeit that there is the breach hole open, but that's just not enough, and Unit will be abandoning the position to see if maybe he can find some more luck at the garage, really.
That's all Exothermic's gone, and now all X-Kairo's all expended at this point. And not having opening that east wall quite yet it's going to be a little bit worrying for AMR. Now they have to sort of push through these doorways with not much time left.
It really is. Stick is the main man on the front line right now. Hobbs was trying to find a shot, but unfortunately will be losing his head to Thumbnail's peak. Fantastic shot from the AMR player, making sure that Paradox are in the man disadvantage, with Wayman once again showing off his potential within the team, and so far it is a 5v2, and potentially we're looking at get another flawless round to come out from AMR.
Yeah. One Nitro managed to land. Diffusers just starting to go down. One in construction. Runs out of ammo on gun. That is not how you want to die. That's the only disadvantage of that gun on Mozzie. A lot of people like to run it, but the ammo on it is just not the greatest.
Yeah. Well, and with that though in mind, it is 2 flawless rounds in a row from Paradox. Pardon, not Paradox, AMR. As yeah, I'm honestly quite amused with the fact that Paradox still ended up losing the round, considering that they were able to deny both of the hard breaches of AMR, and the moment the rush actually came in, well, they just weren't able to repel or much say anything in that regard.
Yeah, they did a lot to deny AMR, but really just couldn't get those kills. And what AMR did, they just sort of, after not being able to get those walls over, they were just like, oh, let's just send it through garage and just win gunfights, and that's exactly what they did.
Yeah. And boy, did this work very well. So far, AMR showing why they've picked this very map and why Clubhouse is considered their second best map after Bank. So they, on attack, managing to take the lead. That says something, really, including even when they're playing against Paradox.
Yeah, on a map like Clubhouse, which is arguably more defensive sided, having that round up on attack, it's got to give you a little bit of confidence boost and seeing that this map is definitely ours.
Well, AMR potentially sending it for the last round of the first half. We could potentially be seeing a 4-2 scoreline in favor of my rank. Going around here, whereas Paradox are just a little bit switching it around, seeing if they can maybe hold a bit more of a steadfast position in Blue Tunnel. But it seems that AMR are just gonna go up ahead, do their usual thing, try to scan for all the utility possible, and see maybe if Pulse can be tracked down. There's the pistols that come out, but just to spook the Pulse and force him to throw that C4. So that is one of the explosive utilities gone. Pretty much leaving only 2 players, I believe, of Paradox with the C4s.
Yes, gonna see a little bit of peeking coming from Unit now. Kairos are going to be chucked onto the hatch. 5 there. No impact trick coming out. What? Oh, and it's going to come out late. Impact trick going to land. And that's going to take out 4 of them. So, need 4 on the hatch to make it blow. And they finally get the hatch open. No more impacts to stop it. But Pulse going to land the first kill. And that's got IQ going to be taken out.
Attackers have recovered their diffuser.
Guess at the end of the round, it is the FBI that won over the GSG9. But as it stands, the smoke player of Paradox is quite heavily lit up. Thumbnail forced now to play a bit more conservative about his position and his plays. Will be now droning up ahead for himself now that the IQ is gone. The remainder of Paradox are seeming to be a little bit lost as to, well, how do we approach now? Their main way to go was to go for a whole bunch of aggression from the hatch, and now with IQ gone and one of the support players essentially of Paradox for this round gone, things are not shaping up all quite well.
See the hatch drop happen and Thumbnail going for the plant, and the plant will go down. Vlad not getting the smoke in deep enough, and Worthy going to get a kill onto Depth Shot. That's going to be a massive pick on to the Bandit. We're going to see a run out from Steffi that moved out of dirt, and Wayman's going to get a kill back on his own. Oda gets a kill onto Wayman. It's just going frag for frag at this point. They know the diffuser where it is, but there is a player above that can deny this sort of diffuse go down. The defenders do have the man advantage and going to try and jump on that diffuse, but baiting Yoshi to run in, and Yoshi gets a kill though. Stick finally takes him out, and that's going to be defenders going 3-3 to the half.
3-3 indeed. Oh, as that round seemed to have gone 0 to 100 very quickly in favor of Paradox, as they did manage to get that plan down, and they had all the positioning and everything set up pretty well, and all of a sudden just gone.
Yeah, and saw the Jaeger player just showing that, oh, I had an extra ADS in my pocket right at the end of the round.
a bit of that BM put out there for the other team, but nonetheless, Paradox to bring it back just a little bit to put it on the draw after the finish off. So far, this just about repeats the similar kind of events that occurred previous map.
Yeah.
Albeit
The only thing that was different, yeah.
No, the only difference that did happen is that it was Paradox first to take 2 rounds, then AMR to take 2 rounds. And then AMR took the 3rd round. Paradox then traded with them for the 3rd round for themselves. So overall, technically you could say that they've traded 2 rounds and then a decider, but yeah, that's just about as close as it gets. Scoreline's still just about on a draw, and this time it is AMR on defense, so I'm curious to see how will the defense from that team unveil, because it is their map pick, it is their map choice and the site choice, so surely they will come in prepared for this one.
Yeah, that's where Paradox are going to be a little bit concerned and hesitant with. This is AMR's map pick. You are tying, but you guys were on defense for the first little bit of it, so defense a little bit stronger on this map, you could say. So having that going in and now on attack, you got to bring something different out and try and bring it to these boys.
A little bit of that something for the boys. Yoshi on Echo, I like that. The coach of the team having all the biggest brains essentially. The squad, you definitely ensure that Deptra nearly cops a bullet
from CCTV window.
Yeah.
Deptra just sort of drops off it real quick, but gonna get up on this rappel. They're trying to get this east wall open up. Thumbnail really in no situation to go for a bandit trick. They do manage to get the exothermic off, and Sworthy is going to be chucking down his last ADS on the bottom of Garage. Probably going to be playing around there just a little bit.
Correct. With Vladdy Daddy now going in for the push, for the drone in. Curious to see how will Paradox approach this. Echo has all the positioning needed, as well as that pretty much the rest of the AMR players have their position set in stone. Curious as to Thumbnail will be able to find that shot. He is getting very dangerously close, and there's the peak, but oh, will be shot down. Goodbye, Vladdy Daddy says, sends his regards here.
Yes, big peak straight off the bat, and a lot of damage has been done to the attackers. The Zofia very low, Vladdy also extremely low, but they do have the man advantage, and now go towards construction to try and get this wall opened up here and make it a little bit more scary to cash. I believe they've just dropped all pressure towards that east at this point.
It seems like it was only 2 players of AMR alive. Yoshi with those Echo drones could be the main issue right now. The plan to start going down will be forcing Vladdy Daddy to get off the diffuser, and the Echo drone will be able to deny the plan. There's the push up and around, the 3rd attempt at that. And this time Odoving will be able to claim his triple kill. So last one to come out. The unit doggy does manage to find a shot onto Vladdy Daddy, denies the plan, but so much information is being relayed. Doggy could continue denying that, as well as Doggy needs to land the shots, and there it is! AMR winning off the back of Unit Doggy. How is that even allowed? Ladies and gentlemen, the Legion player from below denies each and every attempt from Paradox to go for the plan.
Yeah, the time just ran out. Paradox looked extremely strong then and just sort of dissipated. They were in a 5v2 at one point, and I don't know how you would lose that. That beautiful play from Unit there at the end, just shooting at those pings and having those yokais up on the ceiling and constant pings is just really what won him that round, and just being safe in the final seconds. So gonna see a mirror being baited out, but gonna be jumping on Cade instead.
Defenders, protect your bombs from being defused by attack.
So again, AMR now back into the lead, showing why they are the best on the clubhouse here so far within the LPL Challenger League. And with AMR Now going in for the charge defense, it seems that they just about bringing just about a similar lineup for themselves comparative to CCTV.
10 seconds left before insertion.
Yeah, it's gonna be intriguing to see how they try and go about holding this. There is that Thatcher in play, so you're either gonna have to K juggle. You can only really K juggle one of the hatches. The other one you can't retrieve once you throw it up. So if they go for that, or they could just impact trick in general and make them waste some of those EMPs against the hatches.
Last time it was Yoshi and Unit who were two playmakers for AMR, considering even when they were at a man disadvantage. Curious to see if Yoshi would still be able to put just about equal amount of pressure for out for Paradox, but so far it seems to be all quite a little bit quiet. Teams as all the breaches and all the pushes will just about start coming out.
So something interesting to point out that they don't have an Electro Claw on Kitchen. They have it on Moto Hatch and Blue Hatch. So most likely just going to go for the impact trick on Kitchen and just have the Electro Claws on the other two hatches to make them a bit harder to open them up.
Would make sense. Seems that Odoving is having none of that. It will be deny one of those Electro Claws, but Wayneman could be the one doing going for the big play here with the kite trick up on the bar, but it certainly doesn't look like the moment Paradox would even be bothering about that hatch.
Worthy getting stuck in blue right now, uncertain where he can sit, but he flicks up. That's a beautiful shot onto Odoving there. And now can play in blue, but Oil Pit and Steffi will get the kill off onto Worthy. Jaeger players taken out in blue, but took out the Thatcher. So he could just chuck his Electro Claw up on Moto and they will not be able to get that hatch open.
Exactly. Now we will need to get back to it and keep holding the angle as the blue corridor has been completely given up and no breach now. Oh, there will be. Oh, the breach will be successful, pardon. Because Deptra is also managing to take out the Echo, but Thumbnail is having none of that advancement stuff, so Deptra will be taken out quite swiftly and traded within a matter of a few seconds. So drop down happens, the pretty much crossfire will be sealing the deal here, and it is all up to Stick to try to clutch this up against three members of AMR. Does find the kill onto Thumbnail, but with 7 seconds left to go, not a whole much is left to be done. So many players are hiding behind. Out on the Kaid. Just like that, AMR or Admire My Rank do boost away with yet another round for themselves.
Thought I saw him go into blue. I thought the player saw him walk in there, but didn't actually quite register that the last Cade was in blue. So picking up another defensive round here and looking extremely strong, but we did see Paradox win 2 rounds in a row at the start, and it was where they went to Jim's bedroom that it sort of went downhill from here. Alibi being brought out as well.
Alibi, and this time she is not the 6-picked one. It will be Mira to be brought over by Unit, which could be the big playmaker here, because we ever so rarely see Mira to actually slip in through the ban phase, and that is actually one of the points that we missed out during the ban phase. That wasn't, say, Echo and Mira. It was a Maestro and a Valkyrie, leaving both of those operators that are usually a gigantic thorn and anyone's in any of the attackers' foot. It's time to be brought out.
Yeah, I like the Alibi pick on this site hold, considering there's 3 windows they can jump in, and if you have those prismas at the step of the window, you can't really get rid of them until you jump in, and that's going to give away your position when you go to enter. So having that knowledge, if they do choose to play it like that, you'll be able to know if they jump through windows in all those areas.
Right. Now, here's a thought for you, Chuck. If Paradox lose this map, and we will be going into Villa, last time we did see Mark play against Paradox, they won 7-4, even though it was a struggle and a half. Nice shot by Worthy, by the way. But how do you think we might be seeing the overall best of 3 shape up?
Villa is not the strongest map for both these teams, so it's going to be interesting to see how it will sort of turn up and finish off on Villa. AMR showing an extreme, very good defense on this map, but we also say Paradox play extremely well on Consulate, and these maps are just so different to Villa, it's hard to say which team is going to take it out there.
Meanwhile, though, Paradox are seeming to be falling up apart. The breach was quite successful, but fortunate for them, they are falling like flies here, all down to the Worthy, who is playing as alibi here for Admire My Rank. So far already down, Sledge and Hibana. Things are looking a little bit sketchy here for Paradox. Albeit that Ordoving does manage to claim a kill, but not he decides to claim a kill for himself as well. Wingman to take out Ordoving at the end of the day, and it is all up to Vladdy Daddy to try to clutch this up.
Not gonna go down that way, not looking too good for Paradox here. AMR taking match point here, 1 round away from winning, and all 3 of their defenses looked extremely strong, and the only one that didn't look strong was the cash hold. That it should have been Paradox's round, but they couldn't get rid of that Legion player below.
Yeah, I'm still shook about that Legion play, to be honest. There's just in general, that should not have happened. That should not have been allowed, and with some more action to be made by Paradox, that would have been a completely different kind of events for that round. But as it stands, AMR potentially will be claiming the next round for themselves. They are going into the CCTV and the cash that, like you said before, did get won over by the by literally a clutch play.
And defuse bombs.
And curious as to what kind of position.
I believe Yoshi got the first kill. It was a 5v2, and they managed to win that round. So if this could be a round where Paradox could bring it back to them, and they did look very confident pushing in here. They got rid of that. They opened the east wall. Then as soon as the east wall went open, they went into construction and opened that. Made it very hard for AMR to sit on any part of the site. So they fell off site and shot from below.
Yeah, so they will need to be quite aware about the fact that Smart is able to play from below, and oh boy, he did quite well. So could be very much. The lineup wise, nothing really stands out for me to be totally honest. Yeah.
So exothermic or have some band wires already placed down. Barricades set so you can't open it, but that barricades is going to immediately get opened up.
Ready to come out. The bandit charge will be starting to come in.
Right.
A nice peek
Band
by
trick
Deptra.
look like it will work. Vladdy Daddy does lose an exothermic. Deptra manages to get a kill though, but will be refragged upon immediately after. That's going to be the Jaeger taken out. Massive pick though.
It is indeed a massive pick right now for the team, but nonetheless, again, it will be denied the breach, as I believe that is the second Texan Dynamite that got extinguished.
Yeah.
Now though,
Attackers have dropped the bomb
4v4 with them in a matter of
diffuser.
just above a minute 20. And Stiffy, the man, the hour to try to go for the peak. He does manage to spot the Echo. right before he went onto his drone, so could potentially have the chance of him being quite unpredictable about he will be pushing.
As my friend would say, time to ring some ears.
Yeah, we're just going to see Yoshi holding this pretty safe angle up on the rafters here. Does have his Yokai drone in there. Lady Daddy manages to get a kill onto Thumbnail. That's going to be another massive pick. Bandit taken out, both the German operators. Gone here, and Oda is a little bit scared to push up. And we see Yoshi fall back off this angle a little bit.
Yeah, he still has a very powerful one as well if he will be able to land the shots, but at the moment he's being pressured by 3 players, and all 3 of those attacking players are being spotted up, so really Yoshi's in a bit of a pickle, but oh, the shots will be finally landing, and as it stands, Steffi will be the one to claim life of the Echo player. So far it is once again back to Wayneman and Unit trying to clutch this up. Nice shot onto Stick. Continue racking up the kills here. The gas grenade will be able to, will be just enough to ensure that the peak won't be happening. This mirror window will be trying to go in for the plant, but there's the C4, and but the plant is down, just missing by a millisecond up and around here. We're now forcing Unit Doggy to play a bit more aggressively, as now the time is running against him.
Yes, has to push up now on rafters, but an angle has been held there, and he just walks past and doesn't see that attacking operator and has to go past his rotate hole. They know he's there, and Laddie Daddy confirms that kill. And Paradox really good at pushing cash.
That they are. Once again, managed to have a very swift take. Would point out, as yeah, but this time only managing to run away by literally a millisecond, really.
Yeah. So coming in here, back to Church hold, but arguably say their bedroom hold was their strongest out of the 3 that they played. We saw Paradox get the plant off, but it was a pretty close round anyway. They had to go for that retake of the site and just sort of won it out.
With Church and Arsenal room once again to be picked by Admire My Rank, can we see them close things out?
Okay, so moving in here, same operators they played last time, but bringing a mirror to pretty much all these sites now. They realized that they can play mirrors, so why not bring it?
They showed some good performance on mirror before, like you said, and Unit managed to land a few nice shots, albeit that, yeah, mirror was kind of a bit of a 50-50 toss, but in the context of this side, I don't think we have yet seen mirror to be picked out.
Attacker's objective is to look.
Yeah, so just sort of the default mirrors you usually see on Armory is the play we're going to see. One on Church Wall and one towards Blue. Just sort of the default. And now moving through.
Paradox move over to the garage to see if they can themselves a quick ground to go over with. Could potentially start getting themselves an early kill. We did see a similar case here when Steffi was able, I believe that was Steffi, to trade things out for his team after Worthy picked up a kill into Thatcher. So maybe this could be a similar situation, as it is a similar setup for the Jaeger player. So curious as to how will Paradox approach their offense here.
Yeah, so there we saw a very heavily sort of hatch drop and blue push previously. Didn't even go for Moto hatch, considering they couldn't get it because the Thatcher was taken out. So if Thatcher doesn't go down, we could see a little bit of a change up in how they go to push here. Vladdy Daddy now making his way to Kitchen. Could see Kitchen hatch get opened up and getting dirt. A lot of these walls being opened up to scare the defenders of which angles are the attackers going to push from?
Well, with the breach so far happening and signaling of the push onto the dirt tunnel, are a little bit really unscathed about any of that fact, but the breach, I think, just goes through. With Deptra now droning up ahead, he will be able to signal his team that technically in the closest vicinity, the blue tunnel is clear.
But for the first time, we're going to see a flank coming out. Stick manages to get a kill onto Thumbnail. Worthy flanks up and gets a kill off, but there's going to be a retrag straight away off onto that. Worthy goes down with a beautiful shot from Oda, and there's going to be a push from Blue, but there's a mirror. Yoshi's just going to be sitting behind it, and that's going to be Steffi taken out. 3v3 with 35 seconds left on the clock. Unit gets a kill. Beautiful shot onto Oda there. And now it's starting to look like AMR could win this round. Gets shot from the side as we see a push through. The Hibana gets a down onto the Legion. Yoshi trying to get the refrag off.
I believe that is the Hibana down, actually. The Hibana will be down, but Unit Doggy will still be able to be picked up. 15 seconds left to go as Vladidaddy needs to go in for the push. Can Vladidaddy clutch things up for his team? 10 seconds to go, and technically 2 bodies to click. Don't go for the unit. Really, you need the Kayed. 3 seconds left to go. The plan needs to be stuck now, as Vladidaddy will need to go in for the push. Wayneman is going in for the push in straight away, and he will be able to find that kill. AMR do claim map number 2, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, that Hibana nearly won him that round when he sprinted straight in, getting the kill on, or the down at least, onto the Legion. Couldn't quite get the kill onto Yoshi, and Yoshi really standing up from what we've seen from him.
Oh yeah, Yoshi is certainly performing quite well for his team, and there was actually a mention that Yoshi actually used to play with a few players of what is now AMR. He was able to. He did play with Lib and Unit, who actually did play in the previous Challenger League qualifiers. So, all in all, it certainly shows that Yoshi does have some good, a good chemistry with his team.
Yeah, it's always, coach should always have good chemistry with their team, just in case you see them have to really stand in and play for him. So it's good to see that he's really standing up and still fragging out, considering.
Well, and we are just about to go to a Villa match, but we'll be having another 5-minute break. Don't go too far away, ladies and gentlemen. I'll be back shortly at number 3.
Waves cut through me, hypnotized by the sounds I'm breathing in. Hold tight, chemicals collide. Hold tight, hold tight, hold tight. Dripping lights paint the skies, all because of you. Dripping lights.
waste what's left. The storms we chase are leading us, and love is all we'll ever trust. Yeah, no, I don't wanna waste what's left. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, and on we'll go. On we'll go.
What does perfect even mean? Is there even such a thing? Ooh, can we switch up all the rules and imagine a utopia? Darling, I'm just so fed up with these expectations. They keep weighing me down. My heart is begging me to get the hell out of my head. I'm gonna live inside the upside down for a minute and pretend, honey, I'm a perfect 10. Whoa, whoa, honey, I'm a perfect 10. Whoa, whoa, and if I say it enough, it gets ingrained in my head, and I start to see, honey, I'm a perfect 10. Honey, I'm a perfect 10. Whoa, honey, I'm a perfect 10. Honey, I'm a, yeah.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Let's Play Live Challenger League. We are back for map number 3 within a best of 3 and semi-final number 2. AMR versus Paradox, or Admire My Rank versus Paradox Gaming. They are about to head into map number 3. That is Villa, that has been so far from a get-go a map that Admire My Rank had a very good, well, a better performance comparative to Paradox. But the only time when they lost the Villa was 7-0 to Sleeper, which Paradox were able to beat quite convincingly. So curious whether Paradox did prepare for them. But for the remainder of this matchup, my name is Cthulhu. I'm once again joined by Chuck, and how we feeling?
Yeah, I was going in thinking AMR were gonna pretty much take this one out, but Paradox have really shown up and started playing well. Like you said at the very start of the cast, Paradox are one of those teams that when they show up, they're very strong team.
Yeah, that's exactly what will be the case here. But we are just transitioning into map number 3, ban phase to come out, and I'm pretty certain we will be seeing Valkyrie getting banned out once again.
Yeah, pretty much easily say 2 Intel operators going to get taken out again. Probably a Capitao once, I reckon.
Well, for now, the main one of the attacking Intel operators, that is Jackal, will be out from the game for this one, as he did prove to be quite a popular pick for teams, really.
Yeah, they were jumping between playing that Jackal and Swords as well, so having a Thatcher, that's the first one we've seen tonight of the Thatcher kind, so it's a pretty interesting operator to take out. You know, you can have those bandit wires, arcade wires on the walls for study, for if you can't open up those, and also master bedroom, so having Thatcher being taken out, it's going to throw a little bit of a spanner in the works to try and get some of these crucial walls that you usually get opened.
Now with Maestro being taken out, I'm imagining Valkyrie will be the last person to be banned out, and again, no, it will be Mira. Okay, so this time Mira doesn't get to slip through the ban phase. This time she will be punished and pretty much locked out. But that leaves so much room for the info gathering. Valkyrie is still alive.
Yeah.
Echo is there. Have Legion with the passive info gathering and damage deal, as well as some of the bulletproof cameras as well, should the defenders pick them.
Yeah, you know what I'm interested to see though? AMR were the ones that banned Mirror. They're the only ones that played Mirror on the last map as well.
Yeah. And I think
So-
similar case. No, wait, that was Paradox that banned out the Thatcher, was it?
Yeah, they
Yeah.
banned Thatcher and Maestro.
Yeah, so knowing how powerful Thatcher was during Clubhouse, they want none of that, but that could potentially fire back at them offense. But we'll see how that plays out.
Attackers need to locate and defuse
Curious
any
though
bombs
as
they
to
can.
the Staturi, how they planning to play out there, because so far reinforcing that large wall in the Staturi, the master bedroom, certainly one of the preferred things to do. That doorway that is leading into the master bedroom is one of those biggest choke points to play through. So for AMR, they need to be very cautious about how they approach it, and
10 seconds
potentially
to
might
go.
need to seek potentially a push through the classroom, which is just about exactly right now being reinforced. Or yeah.
Attackers are moving out to locate a bomb and defuse it.
So them holding this games room and stopping really a study sort of push now, it's going to be a little bit harder to hold. There's no real shotguns to usually see, like a smoke or someone playing around there. So them not having those shotgun operators might make it a bit harder to hold those tight angles, but you do have the submachine guns on defense, which are better for the close range sort of engagements.
Yeah, well, for now,
Bomb located by attackers.
last moment preps will be done by Stick. So, see how things will work out here. For now, it seems that it is bottom to top clear out, just MR wanting to make sure that no disruption is being made on the ground floor from below the side, and knowing that there is a vigil play could very much hurt them in the long run this round.
Yeah, there's an IQ in play, so be able to scan out where the vigil is. It's going to be interesting to see. Buck already below, causing a little bit of havoc. Laddie Daddy coming around for the rotate towards Kitchen to try and maybe get a kill onto that Buck. Position unknown at this point, and
Boy.
a lot of players in Kitchen.
Oh no! This could hurt them so badly, but he is quite knowledgeable about that Nomad charge as well, as Steffi hasn't yet fired a single bullet, so very cautious about not to reveal his position. Right now, Reddy could potentially cop a bullet. If he won't be too careful, there it is. There's the flank from Laddie Daddy. Will be able to claim his life. That is a good play, good turn of events, as Steffi even manages to land the shot onto Unit. That is quite unfortunate, as so far the whole AMR squad is just falling up and apart. Eptra is the one next on the line.
Thumbnail managed to make his way onto site and managed to pick up 2 kills. That stick, 3 kills.
What?
Oda's gonna shut him down though.
The man just kept on flicking left and right, just getting all the kills. My goodness.
Just strolled onto site, shot some heads.
Yeah, just decided, yeah, I'm full sicko mode. Just go and peek, yep. 3 kills. But all in all, still a very worthy performance from AMR, albeit lose that first round. But curious as to how will Paradox continue. Aviator Games, aka AVG, is the next choice for their secondary site. Yeah, I'm definitely curious because we saw a similar case to start out on Clubhouse, a map that was the map choice for Admire My Rank. We did see Paradox take the first 2 defensive rounds and then start losing out the lead. So, case maybe.
Yeah. So on to this. The usually preferred site now. Them gonna be running. They're not even running a Bandit, and Thatcher's banned. So that Thatcher band is just sort of not used if you're not really running that Bandit to stop these wires. We do have that IQ that is going below to get rid of them. They do have the mute jammers, but they're pretty easy to take out as well.
5 seconds left.
Well, the mute jammers now serving as that
Attackers are moving out to locate a
breach
bomb and
delay.
defuse it.
Dick's setting up a bit of a hurdle run for setting up just outside of that classroom. Pardon, I'm distracted here. But as it stands, Unitog is the one to go in for the peak. He does know about the potential positioning of one of the defenders, but will be only following through only up to that ping. Oh,
So Depstra going to be holding in trophy, pushing around.
yeah. Well, Deptra, this is getting a little, having his jimmies rustled a little bit. Will be forced to fall back from the side. And with Wingman now trying to follow up, just don't seem to
A
find
bomb
any
has been located.
just yet. But AMR is spreading out like a wildfire at this point here, up and around the side. As Thumbnail will be the one to claim Steffi.
You can see Depstra now in study, holding some angles. Now has that rotate off pretty quickly. Just going to be sitting on this hatch now, just really closely just holding it to see if he can fall off, maybe get a frag from it, but Yoshi's going to be droning out and going to lose his drone to a Mozzie. They now move in and try and go for this final push in to here. They take out that Mozzie drone and gets rid of the barbed wire so players could move up through that main stairs. And looks like they might go for a push, sprays down, doesn't quite land the shots though, and now starting to flash in.
Oh, the Detra now holding an angle in the barb. All of the Paradox remaining players did default on site, away from the room. Need to be extra cautious about how they're gonna approach the angles. Ega player just goes in for a couple of pre-fires, but is pressured quite heavily by the Hibana player. I think that to respond to Wingman could potentially ease things up as Nomad is no longer in the game, but Deptra just missing some of his shots. Stick needs to cover his teammate, but as it stands, there he goes. Jaeger is down, but not yet. Land is live now as Unit Doggy will be able to take down Flathead Daddy pretty quickly, as it is just all the bodies dropping.
Ooh, worthy. Finishing it off, getting Deptra out with a nice little shot. Yoshi here.
Yeah.
Final kill. Beautiful round for them though. They didn't lose too many players, got that plant down, and just really no presence to study whatsoever until the end once they got the plant.
Yeah, it's a much better performance comparative to what we saw from AMR in the first round of Villa. So being able to take the second round quite convincingly, Good show for the Admire My Rank squad. Dining though to come out from kitchen. No, sorry. Dining to come out. Dining and kitchen to come out for the defense of Paradox. Once again, we'll be trying to bring something this time. Instead of using an Echo, they will be bringing in
Defenders, protect
a
your
Jaeger
bombs from being defused by
for
attackers.
either a continuation of their own game, but this one really, they need to be a bit their own.
Yeah, so seeing two Intel operators come out, got the Mozzie and the Valkyrie. They do have that Echo in play, but choosing not to run it whatsoever. And if drone does get caught up in mute, can just easy pickups for the Mozzie there, unless he just wants to hold off a certain angle spot for him and just play. That's the good use of Mozzie sometimes. Sometimes you don't even want to pick up drones. You can just lock yourself down in a pretty safe spot that no drone can spot you out.
I'll turn out, so Deptra on that drone hunting duty. The remaining of Paradox roster, just setting up the final barricades up and around here. He's already droning up ahead for Unidoggy. Try to get some closure. That is a very nice angle that he could be opening up, but decides not to emphasize on it too much just yet.
Yeah, wants to clear this top floor before they make a little bit more aggressions onto it. Wayne is going to be droning out and realizing there is a player back to the north, and they do have control of Master Bedroom at this point. They can't get rid of those bandit wires on the wall, so we'll just be pushing through. And it looks like a few players have fallen off on site, getting his last bout cam down a bit late into the round.
Already a minute gone from the offense. Only a single bit of damage has been dealt to Stick. That really, not much of an advancement has been also made, but apart from that, unit is keen to start breaking things open with the Skeleton Key. It certainly seems like might have a couple of very nice angles. Does spot one of the defenders and dishes out a little bit more damage to the Jaeger player of Paradox, but won't be able to fully finish him off. So with that said though, Mute is fully downed.
Defender is
Oh, Deptra goes in for the BM peak. But not long until Unidoggy trades out Vladdy Daddy with a grenade as well. So 4 V4 as that Mute was just finally finished off by the grenade, as Unidoggy finally finds Stick as well. So 3v4 just like that, as Thumbnail is quickly doing the final checks on the downstairs, hopes of trying to catch some of the rotations off guard.
Yes, now in a 3v3 situation. Deptra looking like he wants to flank up main stairs towards Master, and Steffi just going to be an off-angle. Thumbnail moves onto site with Worthy. They do have control of site. Don't have the diff down. Nitro goes off, but not going to be able to detonate it. Oda goes down. Deptra gets a frag onto Worthy, though. Got the Skeleton Key in hand, seeing if he can get any kills off with it. They're not too sure where Deptra has gone.
Attackers recovered the diffuser. 15
A
seconds
bit
to
unsure,
go.
but the diffuser did get picked up, and Deptra needs to go in for the rotation. There's the drop down. Oh my god. Full on Batman down. As the plan will still be successful.
Attackers activating
As now
diffuser.
Deptra will be needing to play against the clock, but he's also at a disadvantage with the fact that he's the lowest health, so the least amount of sound. As he does reveal his position. Thumbnail will be going in for the peak and will be finally finding the couple of shots, but Deptra is still alive. He's still able to do something, but something won't be done, as Thumbnail will be playing round number 3. Goodness, it's getting a little bit spicy with some of these drop downs.
Yeah, it was a full drop shot from the fall. I think he was going for a silent drop, but just made it look like a little bit of a BM kill.
He just went on full on drop down Assassin's Creed style, like, hey, hello. Now you see me, now you don't.
Playing the wrong Ubisoft game there.
I mean, there are still a couple of Assassin's Creed symbols up and around villas. So, I mean, you never know. Maybe there's the spirit of Auditore floating up and around. It's still in Italy as well. You never know.
Yes. So moving in,
Attackers need to
2-1,
locate and defuse as many bombs as
and
they can.
AMR winning on attack. Which would you also say this map is more defended sided?
I would say that Villa is to a certain degree defender sided, but that is if you have pretty much all your communication
Attackers have
down
located a
to
bomb.
literally it, and your utility use is perfect. But plentiful amount of ways for the attack to dismantle your defense, especially
10
if you are on the
seconds
second
left
floor.
before
You have a breachable floor. From below, you have
5 seconds left.
plentiful amount of utility to this some of the peak spots. So
Attackers
I
are
would have to say that for Paradox, it's still a great challenge to verse AMR, even when they are on defeat.
Yes. So, gonna see some droning in through Study. We did see Paradox sort of have some pressure towards Study last time they held this site, but now have changed it up and no pressure in there whatsoever, considering that we saw AMR really just only push from Master Bedroom previously. So now, them getting control of this side, Vladdy Daddy starting it off with taking out Sophia out of the game. Worthy, one of their big fraggers and entry fraggers right now, taken out. So massive pick for Vladdy there.
Certainly a big one, because having minusing out that soft breach certainly reinforced the position of Paradox on this side, and that is exactly what they need, either to keep drawing out the rounds or maybe have a hope of taking the advantage really here. So at the moment, he's pretty much pacing himself and decide to play it safe. A couple of doorways just to make sure that he will sound you. Push will be starting
bomb
to
located
happen.
by attackers.
And apart from that, it is up to Steffi. Decide to default back.
Attackers dropped the
See
diffuser.
if
Attackers
can,
have recovered their diffuser.
Was the rest of his on the side of AMR. It's all kind of a little bit shaky. Stick to take out the unit, but that's
Attackers bomb diffuser has been dropped.
barge in, but will be punished for that by Steffi.
Yeah, it's not going to be able to repeat what he did last time. Not going to get that 3k off this crouch walking in. Wayman does know there is a player below here. Just going to air jab this area off and make his way upstairs. In a 2v5 time, not too well on their side, and the player just runs straight out of there. And that's going to be now in a 1v5 for their coach to try and clutch out.
But that won't be the case, as flawless round to come out from Paradox here on the Villa defense, just as we were talking that Villa is more of a defensive-sided map, even though Paradox is kind of the underdog on this map. They certainly showcase that, hey, we can still flex, we can still pull off very nice play and hold the couple from below as well. It was pointed out, as it was pointed out by one of our admins as well. I was being quite surprised that it was a downstairs hold for the statue.
Yes. So, going back to Aviator Games, not their best hold. They only have one on that trophy side. So, they're going to have to change something up a little here if they do want to try and secure another round
Defenders,
win.
protect your bombs from
And
being defused by attackers.
it does look like they have changed up a little bit. Stick is going to be running the ACOG of Doc. And still not really bringing an Echo.
Yeah, even though that not a whole lot of use from him, but mainly just for the fact that Paradox so far has been so much more proactive about their movement up and around the map that really I don't think they really needed that much of the gathering, but
10 seconds to insertion.
maybe bringing in an ACOG in the face of Doc could change things up and around.
5 seconds left.
Yeah. Echo's gun's basically the same. Does a little bit more damage than Doc's MP5, so you always have that. And having those yokais is always just, it's more intel. You can't go wrong with having more intel.
True, but at the same time, for the most pro players I tend to be a bit more of the anchors slash passive players, so possibly it's just Paradox wanting to have a little bit more aggression to it. But maybe I'm wrong, maybe they'll show completely the opposite what I've been talking, rambling on about, so let's see how this plays out.
Yes, some lines of sight's been opened up for below. Stick will be playing, like you said, a little bit more aggressive and towards Study having deployable shields set up, and that ADS just caught that frag grenade from unit.
Yeah, that cooked grenade taking Fox live, but thankfully to that ADS, that was not the case, and unit doggy is left with the frag grenades. The sound cube bait, ooh, leaves the buck with a chunky amount of health being taken out from there, ensuring that he will think twice before going for the second peek. And Paradox so far having a pretty decent foothold up and around the site.
Bomb located by
Yeah,
attackers.
Stick falling all the way back to Weapons Vault now. We're going to see an X-Cairo being opened up to Weapons Vault, I believe, so making Stick fall out of this situation. All of the defenders on full HP, Worthy holding a long angle away from this window to the back of bar, considering that ball was soft and can hold this nice little angle. Will shoot off one of his concussions of the lifeline. Worthy manages to get a kill on to Laddie Daddy. That's their smoke player down. No more smoke bays will be able to be used in this round. Still having Doc playing around Weapons Vault here.
Having Doc around and still having two stims certainly help quite substantially, especially if Doc will be able to buff. But no, that's a wrong gun. Stick, it's the wrong gun, and he will be punished as well by Yoshi. And just like that, the whole defense is dislodged by AMR. Not for long though, as Deptra and Odoving pick up a kill each for themselves. But with the plan down, a much difficult challenge. It's Deptra to go down, as well as Odoving to the hands of Wayneman, and AMR claiming round number 5 for themselves.
Yeah, beautiful round for AMR. A little bit of a, not a little, massive misplay from Stick there with the team kill, and then instantly going down straight after. AMR, one round up, and we are on the last round of the half. Paradox probably needing to get this round up to really stand a chance on Villa, I reckon.
Oh yeah, they need badly up the round count for themselves at the first half, because otherwise they plan it and they looking down at a very grim pick and potentially losing out on this best of 3 and getting knocked out. So is on the side of AMR, they want this map to be theirs as well. Getting this close, being seed number 1 in throughout the whole of the Challenger League or Let's Play Live, and all of a sudden to go down to the lowest seed playoffs, that will be a bit of a yikes in my books.
Yeah, that's not a way they would want to go. So Paradox playing extremely well against AMR here, doing tremendous work, choosing to go back to the same spot, and I think that Stick might have been listening to him. He's now jumped on the Echo instead of Doc.
Yeah, this time bringing in a yokai is certainly going to be a
10 seconds left before insertion.
much more preferred choice.
5 seconds left before insertion.
There it is, landed. There we go. All nicely
Attackers
tucked
are moving
away.
out to locate a bomb.
Well, almost. There we go. They got it. Got it at the end, ladies and gentlemen. But you made a very good point that with the way how AMR so far has been pushing, bringing in an Echo with his yokai drones is certainly much more beneficial comparative to just having Doc with its stims, because AMR are ramping up their aggression, and there's no denying to it. With Paradox being unable to in any way counter that aggression, certainly an issue for them that they now potentially are starting to try to correct.
Yeah, but the only downfall I could see is IQ right now could go below and take out these yokais no sweat, because this floor is just wallbangable, so it can just sit below and take out these echoes without any threat really whatsoever. Deptra might go down and put some pressure onto these players below that we could see, and Vladdy Daddy's just going to be sitting in an odd spot and goes for 2!
What? What? Thumbnail and Wingman to go down, as well as Odiving to take out Unit. This went 0 to 100 so quickly. What? How's that even allowed?
Once he got one frag, the other one didn't look where the bullets were coming from. It looked at the exact same spot where the IQ went down. Or the Nomad, sorry.
I'm lost for words, honestly, how that peak worked out. Wow. And the best part about it, that
A bomb has been located.
Daddy Daddy didn't take a single bit of damage
Bomb diffuser.
No.
for all his troubles. There it is. There it is, just like that. Paradox just deciding we're just gonna go peek literally every corner and just go for the most obnoxious peaks, and it works just like that. 3-3 scoreline, ladies and gentlemen. Get hyped, as this is about to get extra spicy, because both of these teams could win this best of 3 right now, and my goodness, this is every time we see Paradox just bust a move, it's something completely just out of this world, honestly.
Yeah, it's very unusual the way we're seeing this. It's looking like we could go either or at this point. AMR now on defense, and Worthy not going to be choosing to run that alibi. It's going to be jumping on mute instead, most likely with the Shoddy and the SMG-11. And we're not going to see Capitao being played. Capitao being such a powerful operator right now, and usually seeing him banned quite a lot. Going to see Zofia come out instead.
Attackers need to locate and defuse bombs.
I mean, for this site, I wouldn't say that Capitao is very much like a requirement to have a successful win. He's definitely one of those operators that can make it easy if utilized well, but with the way how current lineups for both of those teams look, I don't think he will be as much of a use. What I am interested in is to see how Vlad will play on the Maverick. Finally, the Maverick does get some playtime, and with so many breachable holes and so many possibilities to have a very quick peek and small hole poked open by the Maverick's torch, it certainly opens up a few of the good opportunities to play.
Yes. Interesting lineup here on the attackers. That Gridlock, Mav, and Nomads. A lot of denial. Only one hard breach, which is barely a hard breach to Mav.
Well, yeah, with Maverick, you need to be extra careful about how you're going in for the breach, and have to make sure that nobody goes for the aggressive peek. It's either that or you need to have a just good positioning. But for now, on the camp of AMR, everything seems to be all nice and steady, and I don't think anyone is expecting the fact that there's already an IQ lined up for that doorway.
Yeah, no, not whatsoever. And I believe that's the IQ gonna get a kill on to Yoshi. Beautiful shots coming out. Unit still upstairs, doing a little bit of a jiggle peek, trying to get some shots off. Not quite gonna land. And Lane Man upstairs with Unit, seeing if they can get rid of Stick that's just playing this window.
Yeah, while Stick is having a bit of that tranquility time just outside the window, Derptra is the one starting to try to go for some of the plays. Steffi to pick things up. A double kill, actually, with a pistol at this point. Will have quite a plentiful amount of progression, but a double kill from Thumbnail will be sealing the deal, nearly grabbing a triple kill for himself, but Stick is already in the case. All up to Worthy at this point to try to bring this back, but already this track stings are starting to come out to ensure that Worthy needs to reveal his position if he wants to go through the Astro stairs.
Yeah, it's not looking good for Worthy here, but is been playing extremely well today. They have got some drones on him, droned him out, and some of the floor has been opened up. Could see some angles being opened here. Very low HP on Worthy, and majority of the attackers here are on pretty much full HP. And will have to land some beautiful shots. Does have the shotgun and the SMG-11. Nitro cell going out. Diffuser starting to be planted. Misses the nitro completely. And Diffuser will go down, and that's going to be Paradox winning their first attacking round. Pretty convincingly.
Yeah, it was most definitely pretty convincingly. And it's once again off the back of a few very unpredictable plays. For example, that very first kill onto the Echo from Deptra, who just decided, hey, heck, let me just rush upstairs from the wine cellar and just open up a quick doorway hole. He was able to find Echo quickly. So, all in all, this is shaping up all pretty well for Paradox, really.
Yeah, so we were thinking sort of that the defenders were they needed more rounds to win on defenders, but the attackers are pretty much showing up. They're both teams playing pretty well on the attacking half. We're going to see Valkyrie come out for, I believe, the first time out of all these games, because she's been banned for the past 2 maps.
Yeah, pretty sure that's the first appearance of... No, wait, that's the first appearance from one of the few rare within the context of this best of 3. But EVG ended this time by admire my rank, and this time bringing in both Echo and Doc for some more of the long-range engagements.
5 seconds remaining.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how these ACOGs get played, if they're going to be more anchor-styled. Most likely going to see the Echo be anchored and Doc maybe a little bit more aggressive. You see a lot of Doc players like to get a bit aggressive and things and see if they can get some early frags off.
Deploying Claymore. RED scanning.
And now, Fury is being a bit out of way, wants to go for an aggressive push, so we'll be on the end, play out, be a bit more safe, but does decide to just forfeit out, position his attempt to go in through the bathroom on the ground floor, and instead potentially could rendezvous with his teammates. Daddy will be the one to attempt to go in for the breach.
Yes, got Wayman here on the dock, getting droned out on main stairs, and Thumbnail getting the first kill, taking out Vladdy Daddy. Gridlock does have a shotty as a secondary that you can always use to open, but not the best shotty in the game.
It's definitely not the brightest one, but it certainly could work if you go in for a couple of improvisations. So the moment they just need to take control of the 90 hallway, which they certainly do right now, as if you will promptly get rid of the bulletproof camera that did relay some of the information. So for now, Paradox roster is starting to wrap around the both sides to see if they can cut off any lifelines for AMR, and potentially, if that will be quite successful, they will be able to just go all together and collapse and try to split as much of that attention from all the AMR players as much as possible.
Yeah, gonna see one of the smoke babes get sent out here. 3 more to go, so still a lot of time wasting that can go off here by smoke. Yokai's still in the air as well, so plenty of denial and operators to play with on the side of AMR. They do have the man advantage, make that a 2-man advantage as Worthy gets the kill onto Stick. Nomad being taken out, and Track Sting has been set out. Deptra finally gets a kill onto Wayman as Deptra tries to push in. That's the Doc being taken out, one of the ACOGs gone.
As the smoke grenades to come out, as Thumbnail picks up a nice C4, but the onslaught of Steffi can't get ridden. As nice peek by Thumbnail to ensure as the peek as well from Steffi, but will be unsuccessful. As Thumbnail will be claiming the victory for his team this time, as I believe we are back to being drawn out for a piece, ladies and gentlemen, as round number 9 is upon us.
Yes, going round for round. This is the map I reckon we could see an OT go to.
Yeah, this definitely has the potential. So far, this is as close as we've been to having a continuous back and forth round trades. Could very much be the case, and it would be the perfect closeout for the best of 3. Both of the teams traded so far their map picks, so all in all, Villa is certainly seeming like we might be heading into time.
Yes. So going to trophy this to hold now, testing out 3 of the sites, going to this one next. Probably not going to see a library hold. You don't really see library coming out too much whatsoever on this map. It's just not many teams really like to play on it. It's a bit harder to hold compared to the other maps.
All the statuary having a bit more of that island roaming for the statuary is certainly one of the more ways to play it, but we do see some of the teams from Pro League, both APAC and Global Pro League, to play it very anchor heavy. So this could be the case here for AMR, as they did play out a somewhat similar fashion here within the previous round, where they had just a bit more of a hunkered down. They know that Paradox can dislodge them once get enough momentum, so for AMR to play it as straightforward as possible with their anchor play is what they need to do.
Yes, Echo moving around his yokais here, going to get one on the entry to Statuary room and seeing if anyone that Mav is causing any havoc. Thumbnail on the pulse. Thumbnail has been causing a lot of havoc in this game. He's been coming up and just coming up behind players and getting plenty of spray downs. He's just causing a lot of havoc now on the roam on the pulse. We'll see what happens from him.
Indeed, as we'll be going in. They've tried to make sure that he's protected. And a lot of spotting has been done, but the IQ is very quickly moving up the Astro stairs, and the peek from Laddie Daddy will be ensuring that Unidoggy won't be playing for this round anymore, and no more smoke grenades will be there. But Hell's gathering so much information out here. There's the C4 to come out. Will be able to claim Vladdy Daddy, so no more of the hard breach, as well as that depth trap is no more. So 3v4 situation right now, favorable for AMR, but can still be brought back. 3-3 make it, well, make it 3-2, as Worthy just instantly trades with Steffi, leaving all up to the Gridlock and Nomad, the two flank denial operators of Paradox, to clutch up against 3 members of AMR.
Yes, both pushing Astro right now. A little bit scared. 55 seconds left on the clock, so they still have time to work with. Worthy coming on the flank, he peek out, gets a kill on 2. And there's 2 kills. It's all down to Worthy now. Worthy gets the diffuser though. Now in a 1v1 situation.
Attackers have recovered their diffuser.
Worthy needs to play his cards right, but at the moment the track sting is actually plentiful of denial of the area. So right now, plan should be successful if it's going to be the case, but Worthy, can he go for that peak? Will he get it in? But nice shot onto Odoving. We'll be able to finally pack him down and finish him off. Nice job. Well done, Worthy. Yep, Turkey's all the BM, just unloads the magazines, and just like that. Big brain.
Yeah, that Yokai didn't help in for the plant denial, but gave all the information for Worthy to just play it perfectly there and take that Gridlock out. AMR now taking the lead.
Once again, they returning into the lead, potentially looking into continuing that lead and not letting it go anytime soon. Find that out in a moment. That will not. Dining in Kitchen, the side that was previously taken quite convincingly by Paradox, Can they repeat their success, or whether AMR will continue their crusade? Or Wingman. 1-8 now, but meanwhile, Thumbnail is the one being the man of the hour. Before it was Worthy, now it's Thumbnail sitting on 15 kills for himself.
Defenders, protect your bombs from being defused by attackers.
Yes. So, going in here to kitchen now. AMR, one round away from at least securing the overtime. And if it's going to be like what we've seen previously, Paradox might get this round out, and it's just be pretty much going round for round. So AMR will probably want to break that trend and just at least secure the overtime.
Yeah, for AMR, they certainly need
to
to
go.
close it out as close as possible.
5 seconds to go.
They need to get this map over and done with, because at the moment Paradox are fully gaining up to them, and if they start losing out on some of the rounds on the defense, that's going to be a very alarming point. Like we mentioned before, if they do lose this map, either one of those teams will be out from playoffs and from the Challenger League at this point.
Yes. So, we saw scoreboards previously. Thumbnail on 15 kills. He is playing extremely well, and especially on Pulse. An operator you don't really see frag out too much. You get those occasional nitro cells, but more intel based, and he's just turning Pulse into a fragger at the moment.
And does it with a whole lot of finesse, really. Nice peek from above will be guaranteeing that Vladdy Daddy will be take out Wayman. That is a good start. Wayman was quite well, he was a key operator
Attackers have
success in
located a
some of
bomb.
the rounds, and come out from Thumbnail will be ensuring. Oh, Kobe! What? He just does it. Easy goes like that. Just dunks for Maverick.
It's just another day for Thumbnail. He's just popping off.
Yeah, just a casual day. Just throwing out C4s and timing them literally 100% perfection.
Knows the players above, but getting another teammate's nitro cell not quite going to land. Knows these players where they are above, but can't do anything. No more nitro to use. Opening up this floor, we got the sledge. Opening up a lot of line of sights. Not quite seeing anyone playing below him here, but Steffi, time's slowly running out. A minute left in the round, and don't have the man advantage at this point. Ooh.
Not having a whole lot of man advantage is certainly not something that you want, but 3-3 scoreline, man count. Definitely Paradox won. 48 seconds to go. Still they have a little bit of that momentum to go with, but slowly draining out. MR already have some of the crossfires. Thumbnail just continues to rack up kills for himself. Another deep ping is coming out. Steffi managing to claim the units to life, as well as Thumbnails. It's a 1v1 situation, but he's unaware about the positioning of the Echo and will be going down. AMR to bring this back, ladies and gentlemen.
AMR winning 3 consecutive rounds in a row now. I believe that's the first time we've seen 3 consecutive rounds on this map.
I believe so, yes. That is a very good point. Yeah, AMR once again bringing in the heat. All off the back, I have to say, Thumbnail. The man is the MVP at the very, if not of this best of 3, he's the MVP of this map for sure.
Yeah.
The man is absolutely on a whole new level at the moment, maybe fully warmed up. I'm not too sure at this point, but he's just absolutely popping off.
There's a chance that all 3 maps are going to be the exact same scoreline if AMR take it out on this.
It's true as well, yeah.
Attackers need to
The first
locate
map
and
was,
defuse bombs.
or the second map was 7-4. This could be as well 7-4, yeah. Full potential for that, and it seems that AMR are not planning to stop anytime soon.
Yeah, so getting into it. AMR back here. So that sort of went down to the wire. It was a 1v2 that ended it off at the end of here. So AMR probably wanting to tie things off right now, and do have a good operator lineup. They don't have Wayman on the dock this time, that like they held it last time. They do have him on the Mozzie
5 seconds to
instead.
insertion.
And I'd say utility-wise, Aussie would probably be a better choice. And Commander 9 is far from being a bad gun as well.
The attacker's
So,
bomb diffuser has been dropped.
depending out
Attackers
essentially
located the bomb
ACOG
diffuser.
for utility, I'd say that's a
Test out Godspeed, little fella.
music to my eyes,
Deploying ADS.
music to my ears. Yeah, I listen with my eyes, that's why I can't aim.
Deploying bomb.
Headphones are always on my eyes.
That's quite unfortunate.
Yeah. Anyways, minus the ears on the eyes, Stick is gonna go for the peek over into the main stage hallway, where the is the man, the MVP of the first map. And the Nomad charge will be up by ADS.
Yeah, we're gonna see Stick trying to get his air jab finally in there. We'll send it in, so can't really rotate too steady or get too close to that doorway. The air jab will just knock him back. Still some of these default cams set up so they're getting a little bit of knowledge where these players are coming from. Depth shot on low HP. Below, trying to catch out any of these gadgets, but can't really spot it out. There isn't too many gadgets to catch out here, besides really the Valkyrie cams and the Yokais. Steffi taking control of Classical Hallway and looking like he wants to peek into the
Detected a
site.
bomb.
To spot a couple of people that are on the phones as well, but deciding to
Already active.
that just yet. He
It runs on batteries. I'll see it.
like will be missing out by a few seconds, and the return fire will be there in effect, taking him down even lower. So 2 players of Paradox so far on a slither of health, and that's something that you do not want to have in a match point position where you're losing. But it doesn't phase Stick at all. Does manage to get rid of Worthy, but that is now another player on barely any health.
Yes, 3 players, 1 HP away from going down. Plant's starting to go down. Smoke's coming out. Nothing quite going to land. No one getting tagged up by this smoke, and kills are just going in the way of Paradox now in a 3-4. 3-3 though, but kills 2-3. 2-2 now. And Depth Shot, 1 HP. They do have the health advantage. Steffi gets a kill onto Thumbnail. Now, all down to Wayman. That's just getting slowly pitched up on these tracks. And is he going to die because he's not shooting out these tracks?
Oh. He just kept on getting continuously tagged by the tracks, like you mentioned. And just like that, Detra was able to capitalize off that play. Just single bullet, that's all he did. Paradox could potentially be looking at grabbing themselves 6-5. This is the decider. The team MR wins this round. They win the map. If Paradox win this, we are going in for overtime, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes, it's very interesting. So, we won't see the same scoreline come out. It's now 6-5.
Master's curse.
Yeah. Yeah, so could see a overtime, and Thumbnail getting back onto Pulse that we've just seen him tear everyone up with that UMP. Like, one of the... Oh, no. This wants to make it look bad and now jumps on Jaeger.
I mean, so far
Attackers
this
need to
has
locate
been
and
a bit of
defuse
a
as many bombs as
wild
they can.
was the ride with all the 6 picks to come out. But I mean, swapping out Valkyrie Jaeger, could this be the show? The kind of the showcase that Thumbnail is getting more and more confident with this place. I mean, 18 kills should say something.
Yeah, and Wayne Man's still sitting on 2.
Quite unfortunate for the man.
But he's probably not given the opportunity, considered how popping off Thumbnail's going.
Yeah, I bet that the Discord was going off. Thumbnail some kills maybe.
5 seconds to
Yeah.
insertion.
But alas,
Attackers
team
must
performing
locate and
well
defuse
and
the bomb.
managing to bring in the W. That's all that matters at the end of the day. So everyone has their bad days. Wingman did showcase quite some good siege before on the previous 2 maps, so maybe it's the fatigue that's kicking in. I'll never know for a fact, but it stands Odoving the drawn up ahead for Deptra, Liz on IQ. What is interesting to me is that Paradox in the previous 2 maps they kept on swapping around the operators left, right, and center. Now you see them completely lock up. Now, and this could be a very bad sign. If they lock up, they can't seem to find a good poking spot, and that could potentially lead to their demise. But if we are to talk about how they played it out the previous round, I should really be. I just said.
Yes, so some lines of sight. Minutes has gone off the board. Deptra starting things off with a kill onto Wayman. Not having the best of luck. That's the Mozzie gone down. Taken right out of this game. And that's going to be a lot of these gadgets getting taken out. I believe that was a Yokai that just got removed.
That's going to be a bit of a oopsie. AMR for losing the Yokai. No, both of the Yokais are still in the hands of Yoshi, actually.
Oh, so he hasn't thrown out
Attackers
one.
have recovered their
He
diffuser.
still hasn't thrown out of them. Worthy holding an angle from up above. Potentially get himself a nice angle. But with the windows starting to fall apart, Yoshi will be forced to hold back to the site.
Yes, Defi knows how much barbed wire is on the bottom of Astro. Has to punch it all out as he moves up it. Not looking to the right of Astro, gets a goo mine caught in his leg. Tries to peek out, try and get a kill. Moving towards the rotate hole. Has to finally take this goo mine out of his leg as they have full control of astronomy at this point.
But right now, at the very least the person per site is still up and around, and those track stingers just continuing to spread up and around. He's in a bit of a more or less safe position, worthy to pick up a kill. Steffi, that's Zafia minus that, and Steffi has been one of the rather big playmakers right now for Paradox, so having him die very quickly is certainly something that you do not want. Daddy Daddy to go in for the plant. Plan will be finally successful as Thumbnail will be revealing his position, going in for the push. Unit to take out the try as well as nice push, but nice trade out. The Thumbnail by Stick, so leaving in a 2v2 situation. Things might work out quite well if the AMR players will be able to time their plays right. The time is ticking. User needs to go in as quickly as possible, but there's the peak, there's the shot by Stick, and the Ecotron, ooh! Paradox at the end does manage to bring this back. We are going into the overtime. I just got lost for words, honestly, ladies and gentlemen, as this was that just by a millimeter close to taking the round.
Yes, and now we're going to OT.
OT, baby. Dining room and kitchen. They are continuing their defense. Thumbnail is back onto Pulse, realizing that maybe just no need for experimenting up and around. Just keep on bringing the UMP and keep on racking up kills is the way to go. Maybe start shouting at the team for pulling off some more frags, but that's the way how competitive scene works. You don't really flame your up until maybe the end of the the match, like ranked. But I'm kind of veering away
Protect your bombs from being defused by
what we can
attackers.
have. Overtime, Paradox and AMR bringing the heat all the way, and whichever team loses gets knocked out. Whichever team wins advances into the grand final.
Paradox, their team's doing a good spread. They're all pretty much sitting around the same kills. No person really fragging out more than the other. Deptra on 13, and the person behind him is on 6, the lowest behind.
Yeah. Meanwhile, for AMR, it's all a little bit top heavy, but so far maybe
Attacker's objective is to defuse
during
the
the
bomb.
overtime they will be able to iron things out. No, but the action phase to start things out, Thumbnail to continue his roaming adventures on the Italian map, see how things work out, and setting up a quick anchor position for himself could work out if, only if, he'll be able to nail his shots down.
Unit sitting right next to that drone hole could, if someone peeks through it, could take out his foot, but looks like he moves away from it as Steffi starts to drone in from Pantry and clear out this player. Most likely Thumbnail causing a lot of havoc from below, so droning out and seeing if they can get into these areas.
Currently, Stick now rappelling up head on the top floor. Worthy will be getting the kill off screen onto Paradox, as now it is a man advantage. Certainly something that would Paradox not want to have, but the trade-off onto Worthy should be just about enough to justify the loss.
Thumbnail going in, getting his 19th kill onto Deptra there, and now giving them their man advantage back. It could, looking very good. Half the time has gone, but still some good operators left on the side of the attackers. Only one kill away from really getting back into the action. If they can sort of even it out, it'll be good. Unit is on below, going towards the main stairwell.
As does get into the firefight, Steffi manages to take out AMR's coach. Yeah, the Echo, and now it is a 3v3. Minute and 1 second left to go as Thumbnail unable to connect a whole bunch of shots and will try to fend off. It is Unit to help him out as Steffi finally taken down, but it is still 50 seconds to go. Odaving to go in for the push, and will be swiftly taken out. Unit Doggy just making it work when it's the most needed. That is all up to Stick now.
Yes, Stick all up to him. 1v3 will get a Goomine in his leg, giving away his position, has to pull this out. They know exactly where he is. Cardiac sensor onto him. He's going to be peeking this door, see if he can catch anyone out. Gets a kill onto Wayne, man. Mozzie goes down now. All left to Unit and Thumbnail. It's going to be difficult for Stick to clutch this one out. 10 seconds left on the clock, and they have Diffuser on Unit here. Gonna have to maybe go for the frag. Stick running around. It doesn't see where Thumbnail is, just sitting right next to the bomb. Thumbnail hit at the 20 kill mark now.
What an absolute mad lad. Yeah. It's a bit unfortunate, but nonetheless, well done by AMR, bringing the overtime into their favor for now. Now they will be now going into the overtime match point. One more round away from claiming the sweet, sweet victory themselves. AMR. Finally, it is the rest of the squad is slowly starting to get up to Thumbnail.
Yes. Now going to Paradox Trophy Statuary. This was one of their strongest sites when we saw them play on it on their defense. So I think Stick wants to pull off a Thumbnail and see if he can pop off on the pulse also.
Let's see if it's going to be as successful
Attackers need to locate
as
and
Paradox
defuse
would
as many
want it.
bombs as they can.
Looking at the overall, the remainder of the lineup, bringing in a Bandit should ensure that there's going to be a little bit more of that safety precautions and a couple more of the sound cues, really, for when AMR decides to start going to breach. Curious if that they need, or if Paradox will to actually start connecting all the shots. Those old firefights
10 seconds to insertion.
are starting to look like they getting there,
5 seconds to insertion.
but at the same time, Paradox have been continuously on their
Locate a
tail
bomb and defuse it.
pretty much the whole map.
Attackers have dropped the bomb diffuser. Attackers recovered
Yeah,
the
so Defi below here got a lot of prep happening underneath, so be able to have a few nitros below so they can sort of talk with the pulse to see if they can nitro above. Droning out in library here, seeing if they can get their teammates in here and around. Depth shot, playing around astronomy, and trying to get rid of this globe.
Finally does get rid of it. That's to stick around. It as a prop instead of the globe, but that's not. If meanwhile, he managed to catch himself a nice drone, and will be able to have some a bit more overwatch around the side. And AMR are a little bit stalling out on their push. It's waiting for the right moment to poke where it hurts the most and see how much damage they can.
Sensor activated.
Attackers dropped the diffuser.
Yeah, a minute already gone, and no damage gone out to anyone. Still droning out and cautious about these angles. Defenders on their cams to see if anyone's pushing down classical and all this. Yoshi below, making his way into the library now, and they're going to have to push out these players in kitchen. They have that many nitros to push, and there's going to be the first kill. Yoshi starting it on to Oda there. That's the Valkyrie gone. One of the three four nitros they can bring to the table right now.
Indeed, that is potentially the beginning of the downfall paradox on this map.
Bomb located by
Losing
attackers.
Valkyrie, who does have a pretty nifty loadout, is something. I've tried to return back to the site, be able to fend off the attackers did until he load and the rendezvousing with the other two defenders. Defi is now the next person to go out. Just finally does manage to connect the dots.
Attackers recovered
Thumbnail,
the bomb
but
diffuser.
Windman and Worthy do manage to get some action going for themselves. That it is all up to Stick, but Stick, nice. Vladdy Daddy, to go for the peak. Does manage to seal it up. 1v1 situation. Windman versus Vladdy Daddy. The battle and win this. Pull back, play it a little bit more carefully. Flashbang to come out. Seconds left to go, but now the flashbang to come out just plays a little bit, and Vladdy Daddy will be able to clutch this up. We're going all the way, ladies and gentlemen. It's just like that. Paradox bringing this back.
Beautiful play coming from Vladdy Daddy. And as he says in chat, Vladdy Daddy wins those.
Vladdy Daddy wins. Yeah. We saw so many times Vladdy Daddy to clutch this up, to bring this back. And well done.
Yes, now on the complete overtime here, Paradox on attack, and AMR holding Aviator Games Room. A site they've won and lost, I do believe, so it's really, I think they've won it once and lost it twice, if my memory serves me right.
Lost it one. Nice.
Yeah, that sounds
Either way,
probably right.
Either way, this is a much more preferred site for AMI. Paradox has been seeing a bit of a shaky performance on this side. Curious if they will be able to do anything different. Put out the wise for their attack. It's that nothing did change. Some approach changed. A bit more drones put towards the located defenders. There's on the side of AMR. Have all they need, really. They have all the oil gathered,
10 seconds
all the
remaining.
undenial. Play it smart and play it carefully,
5
because
seconds left.
the Paradox can get quite aggressive and do the aggression right.
Attackers' objective is to locate a bomb and defuse it.
So we got the stats called in, and it's one apiece. So we're both wrong. Moving in now. Depth shot, gonna be opening up bathroom, jumping straight into it, and clearing out. So doesn't look like anyone's droning him. He's sort of peeking all these angles without anyone droning him in here. So pushing in further. And Wayman, can he finally show up for this map and get a few kills as Deptra takes quick control of Trophy and Statutory?
Statutory has been fully taken now in the hands of Paradox, as the push and the potential soon onslaught is about to commence. Vladdy Daddy on the opposite side of the classroom. Right moment to go in for. If he's just about to get into the firefight with Worthy, who is on the Jaeger at the moment. Was the massive thorn in the side of the offense of Paradox when it was on. Currently, right now, Paradox needs to be extra careful about how and where they push.
Yes, not going to see a pulse being played whatsoever. It's Worthy going to be playing in Study with no way to rotate off. He has that hatch reinforced, so if he gets pushed, he's locked in that corner. Pretty hard right now, and time diminishing. 1 minute on the board. Unit tagged extremely hard. He is 1 HP away, and he's going to be throwing some smokes. They have locked him in of here, and we're going to see Vladdy Daddy taking a little bit of damage. Pushes through into that smoke. Vladdy Daddy gets the kill onto Unit, and that's going to be starting off this round at a minute with the first kill going to the side of Paradox.
Already the plant is about to commence. The yokai drones are still there to the front, but they won't be just enough. Thumbnail to pick up a nice kill, but it will be traded out straight away. Deptra is on the case. The plant is did go down as nice shots come out from Yoshi and Worthy as well. The counter diffusing is also coming out. Yoshi, all the kill feed is going down as it is a 1v1 situation once again. Yoshi versus Stick, the coach versus the core player. Can he pull it off, ladies and gentlemen? Yoshi goes in for the peak, but Paradox will be the one to come out victorious. My goodness, ladies and gentlemen, congratulations to Paradox, as they will be the ones playing the victors semi-final. That is the PC419 versus Cryptic. That is going to be decided on Friday. Contrary to all of the expectations and to all the thoughts, Paradox are the ones to beat the seed number 1 for AMR.
Paradox just completely showing up right now, taking AMR. Everyone's safe bet to go on AMR right now was just gone down to the very last round on Villa. And they took it out against AMR, the number 1 seed.
Exactly. Massive congratulations for Paradox, as them claiming this victory right now is probably going to be one of the most uplifting things to happen. And them advancing and potentially playing against the victor of Cryptic versus PC419 and opening up the storyline for themselves to win the whole of LPL Challenger League is going to be a fantastic storyline to follow up as well. But for now, that is about it. Any final thoughts, Chuckmaster?
Yeah, Paradox were in Amateur last season, and now they won the grand final of Amateur last season, now going into the grand final for Challenger League.
Exactly. So far, it's all shaping up all quite well, ladies and gentlemen. And yeah, that's about it from us. Thank you all very much for tuning in. It was a pleasure casting this absolutely nail-biter of a match, especially when it came down to Villa. My name is the Russian Cthulhu. I was joined today by Chuckmaster Play, and we'll catch you in the next one. Don't forget to tune in on Friday on the very same channels that you're currently watching this, either twitch.tv/rainbow6anz or twitch.tv/lpl_play for some more of the Rainbow Six goodness. Take it easy, and we'll see you later.
See ya.
Peace.
money more.